Let's do this. There we go. Hopefully everything's, can we just hide this? Cool. I don't know why it says blue smiling face. All right, are we live now? There we go. I think we're live now. Good. Do you want to tweet this out while I can? Twitter. A moment here. You guys heard the music? I'm still using I'm using Streamlabs again this time around. Collectors at heart. Got to pin all the hashtags. There we go. Are you guys able to see me and hear me? I think you should be able to. Did have to like restart the stream. So I started the stream using OBS. Then I realized, hey, it would be kind of cool to actually have some like guests on, you know? So I ended up redoing it in Streamlabs instead. Let's go. Dude, my collectibles, if you want to hop, I was literally about to message you right now. If you want to hop on, or if you want to hop on a bit later. I think I might be streaming for a little bit today. A little bit longer than my normal, like 1 to 2 hours. We'll see how I feel, but it's a weekend. It's a 3-day weekend for us over here in the US. It's Labor Day. I don't know if you guys have anything like that up in Canada. But it's a 3-day weekend for me, so I'm chilling. I got an energy drink here. My roommate is out of town, so I can actually have like the door open and like actually have like cool air coming in. So that's nice. All that stuff is nice. Good morning, Bob Sales. I forgot you're over the pond, so it's morning time for you, I would assume. What time is it over there where you are, Bob Sales? Labor Day weekend too? Nice. Except you guys do your Labor Day weekend with a U. It's not LABOR like the US. It's LABOUR. So there's a distinct difference, I can tell. Morning and morning. Close morning. Clicking on the wrong ones, that's why. Let's go. Let's go. Morning vibes. It's always good to. It's 1 a.m. Is that still considered night? I thought it's still considered night. I thought nighttime was considered. I don't know how you technically block it out. I thought afternoon was from noon to 6 p.m. and then technically, and then 6 p.m. till. I don't know. I guess you would go from like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. would be considered night. I don't know. It depends on your lifestyle, I guess. I don't think it stops at midnight because I feel like from midnight to 6, what would you call that? The wee hours of the morning? Call it the wee hours. A bit later sounds good. Yeah. Slavs, what's up, dude? And sorry if I kind of what's it called? Debated a bunch of people. I did a live stream originally using OBS, but I was like, you know what? I do want to have guests on. I'll be streaming for a while. It'd be nice to have other people on the stream. So I had to redo the stream with Streamlabs, or not Streamlabs, sorry, StreamYard. So I had to like delete that stream and redo a new one, even though it took 10 seconds to do, but everyone that was waiting on my last stream, I hope they're not still waiting there. So labor in Australia too. Okay, so it's like Labor Day for everyone. That's good. Well, it's kind of night. I work nights, so I guess okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, based on your lifestyle, right? Some people work graveyard shift, or technically the night is the morning for them, especially if you work like as a bartender or if you do like late night security. There's a lot of jobs that require you to work at night. The extra U is for David U. Yeah, that makes sense. Technically, it's early morning. Okay. JKRB, what's up, dude? Did you ever, just out of curiosity, what does that mean? JKRB, does that mean anything? Or is that an abbreviation for anything, or is it just a nickname? Dude, I'm struggling opening this freaking. I like trimmed my nails recently and I cannot, there we go. Cannot open up this can. Delilah, I don't know if the first one went through or not. What up, Vibes? I was just explaining to Delilah. I had to delete the old stream. I should have messaged in there saying like, hey, I'm going to delete this stream. I'm going to do a new one in like 10 seconds. I should have said that, but I'm sorry. Initials of your name? Let me guess. Jamie, Kenneth, Roger, Bob. I don't know. That's as close as I could get. But it counts as night till I sleep from the past day. That makes sense. I always sleep late my day of today, and yet I'm up. Yeah, my sleep. It's sometimes all it takes is one day, right, to like completely ruin your sleep schedule. Sometimes for me, usually it's not too bad. My body's pretty good at staying on like same body clock. When you fall asleep and wake up. Like there's been times where I pass out just drunk at 2-3 a.m. But my body's so used to waking up between like 6 to 7 a.m. that like I'll still wake up in that window no matter what. Whether I go to bed at 10:30 completely sober or 5 hours later just hammered, I still wake up and my body is just not having it sometimes. Guess my life's time clock's non-existent. 3 to 4 hours of sleep a day for me max. Damn, dude. Hope you get that. I mean, everyone's a bit different. I thought I read something that said the whole like 8 hours of sleep a day has kind of been like a debunked myth, and I think so too. Like, I cannot remember the last time I slept 8 hours in a day, unless I was, like I said, unless I was out boating and drinking and like out in the sun all day, and it's like I did some sort of like 10 to 12 hour like active ordeal all day, then maybe I'll sleep 8 hours. But more often than not, my average day, I probably get about 6 to 7 on average. I think the whole like 8 hours a day is kind of, at least for me, it doesn't apply to me. Hi, Vibes, let's go. Kid Arcade, what's up, dude? Vibes in the house. Kid Arcade, I'm actually having other content creators on if people want to come on at any point. I'll just shoot you a link, and if you have time, please stop by. If not, it's okay. I'll be sure to shoot you a link. Just trying to find a okay. Man, January 27th was the last time I sent you a link at Arcade. Here, I'm gonna send you a new one. So yeah, if you want to swoop by, please do. If not, no worries. What up? Vibes in the house. No way you can guess I'm in the Philippines. No way you can guess I'm in the Philippines. Oh. All I know is one of my relatives is dating a girl. She's from the Philippines, and her and her family lived there for a long time. And I'm trying to remember what age she was when they all moved over to the United States. I only know like a very, very small handful of words, at least through her. The only one I know is, it's probably not appropriate, but it's bakla. That's all I know. And it's, I don't know. My relative who's dating her and her sisters would just say that to each other as like a joke, or just whenever they're doing something like silly or dumb. But I know what it means, but that's it. Sorry about that typing. No worries, dude. I know your typing is a bit can be a bit slurred at times, so I yeah, don't take it too personally. Me too. Wake up at 6:30 every morning, no matter what. I get ready for the drop. 6 is good. Let's go. Boating, my flippy floppies. I get to get my I got my flippy floppies. I got my swim trunks. Yeah, I have a more like a friend of a friend. Sometimes we'll go out boating in Lake Pleasant in Arizona, and so huge lake. We had a boat, and there's probably like 7 or 8 of us on the boat. It can go pretty fast. And other times too, we'll take like a pontoon, which is obviously much slower, but you can hold more people. And we just go to a spot in the lake that seems cool. We jump in. The water's, of course, like a bit cold, but when it's 115 degrees outside, it doesn't really matter. Then yeah, we just drink and play music, and it's a lot of fun. So I always enjoy it. Any other day, I would have come to chat, said the one name taken. Yeah, gotcha. In Hinano, yeah. If you guys want to jump on too, D, I'll send you the link, D, and then if Hinano wants to jump on too, you can just give him that same link. Actually, I'll just send it to both of you guys. Yeah, I think he goes by like a different name on Twitter, or maybe I'm overthinking it, but yeah. Good Arcade, enjoyed your interview with Fro. Yeah, nice. Also gonna send another link to a couple of other people if they just want to hop on. I also got some drinks here. I got, funny enough, actually, this thermos is from when we went boating. Gosh, over a month ago at this point. So yeah, I got some alcohol here, so I might loosen up and have some fun with you guys. Let's see here. Another one. All right, I think I'm caught up with chat. I sent out a lot of links. If you guys have anyone else that wants to stop by, let me know. When I make vids, I normally do a night shift from 12 p.m. to 9 a.m. Then I get back, start a vid 8 hours later, then I get sleep. That's why I don't do them daily. Yeah, I can't do videos daily unless the only way I can do videos daily and actually still kind of make it relevant to people. I remember a long time ago, I used to do like my morning like market breakdowns where I'd use Ecomi Wiki and I would like look at the market, like the top gainers, the top losers. It's just hard now because Ecomi Wiki is not up to date. There's a lot of other market like tracking websites, which I don't. They're still good, but I don't think they're as good as Ecomi Wiki. But I might bring those back because honestly, it's pretty like easy and lazy content, and not everyone has time to like log into the website and look at all this information. Sometimes people want to buy things and see what's low, see what's high. So I might bring those back. I might bring those back like to 2 or 3 times a week rather than like I used to do them every day. I think for like 2 weeks I did it every day. It was too much, so I cut it back to like 3 or 4 times a week, and then yeah, sounds pretty cool. Nice. Used to the typing, yeah, dude. I'm used to it at this point. I'm out right now. Supposed to be getting food to bring home. Shh. Don't. Okay, I won't tell him. Shh. Bringing back some Subway with a little bit of bat meat in there. Is that it? Wait, so the drinks, fermentation? Yeah. Well, it's tequila, so it'll be fine. Aloha vibes, good to see ya. The biggest bro. Can you guys hear the music, by the way? Or is it super quiet? Biggest bro, hit me up on Twitter if you wanna. I'm sending links out to people just to, we're just gonna hang out, shoot the shit, maybe laugh at my vault value and all that stuff real quick. Use, yeah. Did send you a happy birthday invite the other day to the stream on the 15th. I'm onward on the 15th, so 15th of this month. 15, 6 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be 3 o'clock my time. I'll be at work. Yeah, because it'll be about 3 o'clock my time at that point. Yeah, I mean, if you're streaming for a long time, I'll definitely stop by. But if you're only streaming for like a couple hours, I can't make it. You can hear the music? Nice. Gonna get food? Okay, for real? Okay. Yeah, dude, I would love to. Yeah, sent me. Yeah, if you don't mind just sending the link again. I feel like I got it, but maybe I didn't. But if not, yeah, I'll try and stop by because I'm gonna be like literally at work. Oh, you're about 8 hours? Okay, then I'll stop by. Yeah, no worries. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't know if you're like, oh, I'm gonna stream for like 2 or 3 hours and that's it, but cool. Actually, I kind of like this. I don't know. Do you guys like this or this better? I feel like I look so tiny when it looks like this. All right. Take a look at the market. Also, I did want to take a look at what do you guys think about Tinkerbell in general? So I got lucky. I actually ended up getting the UR on drop. I sold it for 25 gems on the market. So luckily I had like a 3-digit. It wasn't anything insane. It was like a 790 or whatever like that. That was my digit or my mint number. So I sold it for 25. I sold it for 25, and that's kind of where I felt like it was going to top out at. Plus, if you price in the pencil, honestly, when the airdrop pencil comes in, I'm going to sell it right away. I've already kind of decided I'm not going to go for the artist desk. I kind of feel like the last couple airdrops, at least like gem for gem wise, have been a bit of a trap. Like I'd rather just play the drop, sell the pencil. And if I really want the desk, I think I'll still come out on top profit wise by selling everything and like going for the drops and selling everything. And then like just buying the airdrop in the secondary. Just because it seems like a lot of the airdrops have really pulled back. If you look at Thanos, if you look at some of the other like things that you needed to collect multiples of, or not multiples, but like a whole set, and then the airdrop happens. Like, I don't know, if the desk is really awesome and I want it, I feel like I'd rather just wait a few months from now until it pulls back a lot and we get like more grails on the platform and buy it then. That's just my take. Thanks, man. You've always been a part of my VV journey, so it'd be cool to have you. Yeah, I'll definitely stop by. Got a 55 Tinkerbell rare. That's awesome. I actually do kind of look the look. I do kind of like the what's going on here. I actually do kind of like the rare a lot. I like it more than the secret rare when she's just sitting on a a block or whatever. At least this is like flowers and mushrooms. It almost looks like she's in Neverland rather than whatever this is. I do like the UR a lot. Animation's a little scuffed. I think the joke was on VV Arcade stream that it looks like she's just like farting, and that's it. So. Hey Vibes, did you get an Avengers 1 comic? Stacking anything? So I did get an Avengers comic. So I got an uncommon, and I actually wanted to test this theory because I noticed the same thing happened to me. So I actually landed Avengers 1 on drop, got an uncommon, and I'm gonna say this: my last 5 or 6 Grail Grail comics that I've gone for have all been uncommons. Like I just got really bad luck. So like Avengers 1, I got an uncommon. Avengers 1, Hulk, I got an uncommon. I think Uncanny, well, I actually bought like 9 Uncanny X-Men's on drop, and I got lucky and I got like a secret rare, an ultra rare. I actually did like the whole set. I bought 9 of these and I got a secret rare. So I mean, I bought a ton of those, so that doesn't really count. Uh, okay, maybe I take it back. Scorpion actually got a secret rare on. I got super lucky on that one. Star-Lord, I got an uncommon. Giant Size X-Men, I got an uncommon. Black Panther, I got an uncommon. Like, I would say like the very, very high-end books. Journey into Mystery, I remember getting an uncommon on all of those, and I'm like, oh, come on. Why can't I just get a secret rare once on one Grail comic and just sell it, and I could just buy anything I want, you know? Stacking right now, mostly, I bought a small stack of, you guys probably saw it on Twitter. If not, actually, it's right here. So the thing I do like about this whole My Comics thing, it actually shows you everything you bought in order. So these are like my most recent purchases. Buying Amazing Fantasy for me was actually like a really big deal. I waited like over a year to figure out like a good price point to buy Amazing Fantasy 15. I bought it for 305, right? Yeah, for 305. I just noticed that there's like a ton of resistance for him at 300. So I was like, you know what? The next time he gets below like 310, 305, I'm just going to buy him. And so sure enough, it did. Could it go below 300? Maybe temporarily, but I think there's so much resistance at 300, and it's been stopped at 300 for the last year. So I was like, all right, that's the point to buy it. What else have I bought? So I bought these 3 comics recently. First appearance of Raccoon, first appearance of Star-Lord, and then first appearance of, or I should say, the death of Phoenix. I bought these 3 books because I thought this burn was going to happen. I thought we were going to burn the collectibles as well as comics, right? Because we burned the Kang as well as the Kang and Howard the Duck. And I was like, you know what? I even made a tweet about it. I'm like, hey, it's a bit of a spec play, but I'm going to buy a couple more of these just because I can. So I ended up buying, I think, 2 of these, 3 of these. And I already had a Star-Lord, and I already had like 2 or 3 of these. So I bought 2 or 3 more of these. I think I just bought 2 of each, just strictly for flipping. But of course, those didn't get burned. And so I actually sold my uncommon and rebought a common Avengers one. Then I bought an ultra rare Death of Phoenix. I don't know. I just really like the cover. I like X-Men, so I bought that as well. I think that was for like 11 gems. I paid 12 for this ultra rare. I think it's a pretty good deal. Anyway, a little behind on chat. At least 100 gems for a desk? Crazy? I don't know. That's why I'm reserving for it. I also got lucky and I did get the secret rare. I forgot what her name was. The Wreck-It Ralph. So I landed her and I actually ended up selling her for like 40, I think. No, 55. I sold her for 55 and made a bit of profit. And then sold the pencil. Then like, I've actually been pretty lucky with these last few drops. Tinkerbell was the worst so far. I think it's mostly because I know she's super iconic, but at the same time, she's not. I don't know how much of a collectible she actually is in real life. Plus, it's the same character 3 different times, right? At least with like Lion King, we got 3 FAs. With Frozen, we got 2 FAs, and then Wreck-It Ralph with 3 FAs. This one was like, okay, we got 1 FA, but it's all together, it's a lot of mints, and then the animations and the detail isn't as good as what some of the other drops have been so far. Plus, Tinkerbell isn't. Everyone knows of Tinkerbell, but I mean, is Tinkerbell so popular that people are going to drop $200 on a secret rare? Probably not, especially when there's so many other things like, you know, speeder bikes. Let's go. Now's the time to get your SR Stan Lee. It won't stay this low. We'll see. I haven't actually paid that close attention to him. Stan Lee, what's he at right now? He's below 300. Dude, I remember when this thing was at like 850. Now this thing went down by a third. And this is kind of what I mean. This is why I'm not... I'm somewhat FOMOing into Hulk a bit. I do have the set. I ended up buying. I didn't land Planet Hulk on the drop, and I was at work, so I couldn't buy it while like the craze was happening. So I did end up buying Planet Hulk for 169. So I do have the set, but I already know that Planet Hulk's probably going to pull back to like 100 flat after the airdrop. Um, but so far, like all these have just pulled back a lot. That's why I'm not trying to FOMO into the desk and like try to like buy into the pencils or try to like collect them all, or I don't know, because I know if I don't land these next couple ones, this is just going to get difficult. But yeah, what's good, vibes? Hey everyone, what's up, Delco dude? And Nick, thanks for stopping by. Jeff, 60 rare Tinkerbell, how to let it go. Yeah. Yeah, I sold my ultra rare, I think for 25. That's like the best price I could get it at. I was also like driving my roommate somewhere at the time. So I queued up, but I wasn't able to actually buy it till 8:05. You know, and 5 minutes after the drop, people have already got it. They're flooring it. The price is already like going down the drain. So AF15 score, yes, sir. I mean, I don't know how many AF15 uncommons you have, my collectibles, but I know it's a lot. Like, I don't know, 15, 16 of them. I thought it was over 20 at one point. Maybe it is now. I don't know. I'll have to get a refresher. What's up, vibes? What's your opinion for how long we have left until prices go back up? Trying to stack more before it happens. I think a lot of it's going to depend on. Honestly, a lot of it's going to have to depend on one, crypto, just the general sentiment around crypto, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these other cryptocurrencies, which I don't track that closely. Like, I'm not a big crypto guy, but I do have friends and other people like in the Veve community that do track it really closely. And they're kind of saying like, all right, looks like we're probably gonna have another dip or a bear market, at least throughout to the end of this year, at least. I think things could pull back even further because so far the last two like Veve Christmas events we've had, we're going to get another, like both times that happened, everything dumped because people are trying to prepare for the new drops. And so far each Veve Christmas event or like Veve, what do we call it? Like Veve Mess or 14 days of Veve or something like that. I mean, those usually drop one pretty significant FA collectible at least. And then like one or two like okay FAs that are kind of niche, but maybe like the crowd or like the community isn't here just yet. And then usually like one big comic, and then the rest are like, okay. So usually it's like two or three huge drops, and then the rest are like, okay, or like maybe kind of niche, like popular in certain regions of the world, but maybe not here. So I do think we could get a bigger pullback. So prices going back up. I don't know. That's something that, you know, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. I think this is something that Pixel Trader might be more kind of knowledgeable on when it comes to both for both, because he's really close to Veve and also just crypto in general. So he's, last time I had him on stream, we were talking about Omi and then Ethereum and then Bitcoin and all this stuff and kind of following the general trends and stuff. So sorry. My Twitter's like blowing up because I do follow the Veve feed. Room for guest appearances? Yeah, I'll go ahead and send you I think I already sent you a link, Pixel Trader. Yeah, I already sent you a link. There was like you and I don't know, 5 or 6 other people I sent links to. So anytime you guys have time, you guys want to stop by. Poppy, what's up, dude? And I also did the stream a little bit earlier today so I can kind of get more I wouldn't say more viewers, but some different viewers from, you know, around the US. Sometimes I don't stream until like, I don't know, 7 or 8 p.m. like my time, you know, like Pacific time. And so by then a lot of people are either asleep, especially East Coast people. So I was like, I'll start a little bit earlier, see if we can get some new faces in here. And I have seen some new faces, so appreciate you guys stopping by. Did want to kind of look at another one I was contemplating, not like hard stacking, but I don't know, I really like these X-Men comics. I'm very, very biased, so please don't take anything I say as actual advice or anything like that. Sometimes these all-time highs and like rising NFTs are a bit scuffed, right? Like the falling NFTs are more often than not always going to be SRs because the floors are so thin that anytime one gets sold or like delisted or bought, the floor will fly up or down very quickly. In this case, like whenever when people are listing things, like the drops happen so quickly. And sometimes in order to even sell some of these like SR or like these higher rarity comics, you have to like really undercut in order to kind of get someone's attention, you know, because when someone's buying like an SR or UR comic, like they don't want to, they don't want a 10% discount. They want a 20%, 30% discount, So sometimes you have to undercut pretty hard on some of these. But how long we have? For certain collectibles, I think they're going up. I mean, look at Miles, right? Miles Morales is kind of an anomaly, so it does what it wants. But there's some collectibles that are still like either trading flat or actually like going up a tiny bit. But I think we all have a little bit more time than we think. Personally, I don't think I'm buying much until at least after Christmas. Like if I'm like really going all in and buying a lot of stuff, if anything, if I'm buying into anything right now, it's probably Omi. I have a few $100 of it, but I do want to drop, like low four figures into Omi. I think my price range is probably like 0.0085 or just 008. I don't know. I haven't really looked into that closely. Tito 420, what's up, dude? I'm doing great. And now that you mention it, I'm gonna have a drink for you guys. I'm using it's kind of hard to see, but there's the Deadpool cup. Ugh. Cool. All right, just having to a couple people. All right. G Metals, thank you so much for stopping by, dude. What's up? What's up, dude? I feel like I see the same names all the time, which is a good thing, right? I like seeing the same names. I like seeing the same people. And I think it says a lot when you see the same names through a bear market, right? When crypto's going down, Veve's going down. I mean, there's new exciting stuff happening in Veve. Don't get me wrong, but when everything's going down and you see the same names, people are still buying, people are still tweeting and hanging out in the live streams. It's always nice. Always negative. Is that me? I hope not. I mean, I could be negative. I'll be honest. Like, there's been times where I'm on stream and I'm not always Mr. Positive. Sometimes I just feel a certain way about a drop or something that's happening on Veve or whatever, and I can be negative. But if it's towards someone else, I hope you have a better day, Ed. Nothing huge will happen before 2024. Most likely in 2025, we'll see the spikes. Yeah, I think so. Cursed Mark Media. We'll see. I think we have more time than people think. We're talking like all-time highs with some of these collectibles. I think it's a much longer time frame than people think. Like if we're thinking Walt back up to 40K, right? All-time highs. I think it's minimum 5 years out. Like minimum. Like we need way more people on the platform. We need way more money flowing into Veve. We need bigger influencers, more people, more exposure, a better kind of just I wouldn't say appearance, but just a better outlook on just collectible NFTs. And the whole process could get expedited if Disney, Marvel, DC, whoever, if they're like, hey, by the way, we're going to start doing stuff for our Veve digital collectibles. That will expedite the whole thing. That would cut the time down by like 50%. But until I feel like we get our huge licensors on board and they actually start promoting Veve outside like the occasional random tweet, it's going to take a while. 008. What's up, Veve Crypt? Love seeing Vibes back in action. Can't jump on quite yet. We'll be on live later after the babies gets to bed. Yeah, that's the most important part. What my parents used to do, at least what they told me, was they put a little bit of whiskey, in my little bottle or they'd rub it on your gums or whatever they would do, a little bit of something to kind of help the kid pass out, sleep a little bit easier. Maybe I think the rubbing on the gums thing is when the kid is like teething. I think that's what they would do to kind of either like numb it or just get the kid to just pass out. But we'll see. I don't have a kid, so BB Arcade, what's up, dude? I'm at war with the world, and everyone with it. Let's go, dude. That's all of us, right? It's us against the world. Just it's up to us, right? Dude, there's such a good quote. So there's this content creator I watch. He talks a lot about, mental health and video games and this and that. And then one of the things, his like life things, those like rules for life or whatever. He said, life can be either a co-op game or a PvP game, and it's totally up to you. I'm like, dude, that is so true. Like life can either be co-op or PvP. The decision's ultimately up to you. I'm like, dude, that is so true. Like if we're talking like video game, right? Video game, like analogies. It's like, oh, you can either co-op with someone and make your life and their life a bit easier, make some friends, or you can play PvP against everyone in the world. It's up to you. This bear market is brutal. It is, dude. But you know what that means? That means the upturn's going to be that much better. Just got to be patient. And I fully believe that, Veve, and or crypto, just this whole space in general, it's one of those things where I think it's already happened with Bitcoin, right? More recently, but it's one of those things where like every 10 years or so, there's like some sort of technological boom or something that happens where if people get on early, they legitimately make generational wealth. It's either you invested in something like Tesla, like really, really early, or if you invested in Bitcoin when it was like, under like $200. It's one of those things, right? Where it's like if you just sorry, there's just someone just replying to my links. All right, cool. All right, and we have a special guest coming on. Many of you know him. Few of you love him. I don't know, we'll see. But I'll go ahead and bring him on right now. We got Pixel Trader. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's good? Can you hear me okay?
Yep. At least I can hear you. Hopefully, Chad, if you guys can hear Pixel Trader, let me know.
Yeah, I just jumped on, so I haven't I didn't catch up with everything else you're talking about yet. But yeah, thanks for having me on to hang out.
Yeah, I was just throwing links out to people, so we might get My Collectibles, Superstar Money. We might get Hinano as well as D coming on the stream. So we'll just see. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. Whenever I feel like people feel like coming on, they can. I was kind of just digging into the question that
the all-time high one I think I heard you talking about.
Not all-time high, but it was just like, let me scroll up a bit. But like how much time we have. Sub Vibes, oh yeah, what's your opinion on how long we have left until prices go back up? He says he's trying to stack until before it happens. So LNB bets.
Well, if I had a magic ball, we'd all be billionaires, right? But that's the beauty of DCA, right? Dollar cost average is a lot of people who bought a year or two ago, right? They bought at the high. Some people bought on the way down. I know there's been a couple items that I bought and the price was like getting cut in half, and I buy another one and cut in half, I buy another one, and then eventually you hit rock bottom and you kind of average out your price, right? Same with crypto, but it's really hard to tell because Veve is interesting because it's in its own little ecosystem, right? It's actually kind of protected from like the big fluctuations in crypto. If you remember before, maybe a year ago when crypto was tanking, Veve was fine for like 3 or 4 extra months, like didn't really dip at all. And then later it was kind of affected. And that actually Tesla acted the same way when the market was tanking. Tesla was kind of protected for a while. Then it felt it later. So it's hard to tell. There's so many random catalysts, like you were saying earlier. It could just be some more wallets want to become whales and fight for the top 10 slots and they just start buying stuff up, right? Or it could be Bitcoin starts pumping and everyone feels good again. Everyone starts gobbling up the floors. And the thing is, when the floors get as thin as they are now, either from delistings or just people just not wanting to list anymore because they're not ready to sell it, like things can move really fast. So to me personally, I've been saying for a while, I would try to secure what you can before the end of the year. Obviously the sooner the better, because you don't want to be greedy toward the downside too, right? You don't want to be like, okay, 10% more and I'll get it. It's because if it doesn't happen, now it's like you never. That's what I was saying. Congrats on your AF15 common, because it's like how low does it have to get, right, before it maybe gets away from you? But I would say the
Yeah.
sooner the later. Have a plan, but I wouldn't wait too long for rock bottom because there's no guaranteeing you're going to snipe that, right? Someone else might snipe it.
Hmm. So you're kind of saying like for you, for right now, like maybe get your must-haves. So whether your must-have is a Todd or an A15 common or a Walt or what, everyone has different price ranges and budgets and stuff they have to deal with. So you're saying in this case, and that's kind of what I did. I was like, could I wait a bit longer and maybe get A15 at like 250, or maybe it's really really bad, maybe down to like 215 for like a common, or is it like, do I just buy it now and not have to worry about it? Because honestly, it was one of those collectibles I was looking at least like 2 or 3 times a week. And I would like log in, look at that. I'm like, okay, what's the price? Okay. I'll come back and look at it. Oh, it's up to 400. Okay. I'm not going to touch it for a long time. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if there's a collectible or something you really want and it's kind of in your reach, might as well just go for it and get it. Like, sure, could it pull back a bit? Maybe, but is that kind of your strategy right now too with accumulation?
Yeah, and there's always some deals are better than others, right? There's certain things that I see it and I'll snag it. Like for example, I grabbed that ultra rare the Mysterio a while ago. Like it was low enough for me just to, like, for peace of mind, I will buy one and move on, and it might go a little bit lower, but it's like it's not going to go, half. I mean, it's already been so low. I don't think it's go down 50% more, but you can start slowly picking up the things you want, and have your favorites list, have your wish list, and then just slowly start picking things up here and there, because
Mhm.
I mean, when VV pumps like crypto, it's fast. I mean, we saw a pump. How
Yep.
long ago was it when like I was buying R2D2s at like 180, 190, and next thing I look is like 425. I'm like, what the heck happened, right? And I wasn't even really
Yep.
watching the market that closely. Now they've pulled back, but I mean that's a very quick pump and like within a month or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I mean, prices move whenever there's a tweet or an announcement or someone's like, "Oh, did people overlook this?" There's a tweet that kind of starts, trending at least within like the VV space. Dude, prices go up like legitimately within about 2 or 3 minutes, and it's like if you're not attached to your Twitter or your Discord and you get notifications or whatever, sometimes you can miss out on opportunities. Right? One I completely missed, and I bought a couple of them, but if I would have known what I know now, I would have bought more. Was kind of like a smaller scale was the Dazzler FA comic.
Oh
Like
yeah.
there's the announcement that like, oh, Taylor Swift is going to be Dazzler, and like that price just like skyrocketed. See if I can actually pull that one up here. I
And
forgot the
some of
name of
those
it.
are pretty short term pumps, right? And they come back because
Yeah.
people we're still in a bear market. People are still scrapping for gems. So technically, right now, if you get a good, something on the drop or something pumps quickly and you really love it, it's probably not a bad idea to sell it and then save up gems for something else you want more. But
Mhm.
there's certain things that I feel like, depending on your situation, right, and like how good you are with your gems and being patient and all that. Like there's some deals we're seeing now, and maybe we'll see slightly better deals in the next couple months or something. Who
Mhm.
knows? I don't think we're at like rock bottom, but we very could, continue to go down. I don't think we're going to go down a lot more. But there's certain things that if you feel like you have to have secure this thing on your wish list or this grail, like if you're in this, if you really believe in it, you're probably not selling it anytime soon. So why wait, for an extra 10% off or 5 gems cheaper when you can, if your goal is to secure a tot or whatever it is for years out, then fighting over 20 or 30 gems now is not a big deal, right? If you
Mhm.
think it's going to go much higher. So I would say still be picky though, be very, very picky. Don't rush. I think we still have time to find lots of good deals, but I would start securing some things you want, or at least build a plan to secure things you want and slowly start adding to it, because sometimes you get surprised, right? You'll find somebody's undercutting so low. It's like, crap, I already bought one, but it's like, well, now you can decide you can either stack it and buy two, or you can just say, oh, I still got a good deal. I'll just buy something else, because there's so much stuff you can buy. They're not
Mhm.
gonna run out of options. But I would, yeah, be picky, take your time, but don't be too slow to pull the trigger if you really really want it, because I feel like the deals are good.
Yeah, because I'm right now. I'm pulling up Dazzler right now, and when that announcement happened, like the second week of August, it was trading. The common was going for 3 gems, and it skyrocketed up to 9, and then like 10 or even 11 at one point for a brief period of time. It's just one of those opportunities where, quite frankly, outside of landing like an insanely good drop, there's not a lot of opportunity to like actually make gems, right? At least like, put in 10 and then you get out 50, or you put in 100 and you get out, 500 on the other end, right? So
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm trying to do now is take advantage of those. Me
the
personally,
sentiment right now, yeah, is like that, right? Take your wins when you can and accumulate, because there's certain things that everyone has, or they're like they're must haves, like as a miles or
mhm.
whatever. And when the market sentiment switches, like say goodbye to that stuff, right? Like the gold moments, whatever. Like even if there's high mints, when the sentiment switches and people start spending money, especially when the Bitcoin halving, bull market, all that other stuff that's coming down the road, people will just start spending money like crazy. When money's easy, they spend it. So
Yep.
I wouldn't be too slow.
Yeah, LMB Bats says, I like watching my collectibles and sleep in comics, but when they post a video talking about sleeping comics and collectibles, I'm like, fuck, people are gonna FOMO. True. Like I think I made a post like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago where Sleeping Comics made a video of his top 10 like comic kind of like recommendations or things that he think is like relatively cheap for under like 5 gems. Like everything he mentioned on there all went up in price. I see if I can find the tweet on my channel.
I don't know who's the most dangerous. Probably is yeah, sleeping in my collectibles definitely have that power. I would say you do too on certain items, but Randy Chavez and the gold logos. Be careful. Like at any moment, only because there's so few of them. Like the floor can move pretty fast sometimes, and his onboarding new whales all the time. It sounds like so. At any day, right? They could just go from 4K to I don't know 6K or something.
Yeah, like right here. Or I'll pull up the tweet. I have to actually zoom in a bit. This one says the Sleeping Comics affect comic prices have soared since his video in July 1st. A very humble, knowledgeable person in the community. So like I remember I took these pictures and I'm like, each of these comics he talked about, literally the next day, like this one F.A. Franklin Richards went up 94%. Dazzler went up 54%. Rogue went up 54%. 64, 42, 78%. It's hard to see that last 48%, but like everything just like really went up in price. And so it's one of those things where it's funny because like people don't, want to take, either content creator advice or whatever. Like that's interesting perspective, but at the same time, no one's forcing you to click that buy button, right? No one's forcing you to go to that comic, click buy, whatever it is. So I haven't seen it too much in this community, but typically people are like, oh, these content creators, they have so much pull. Like they need to be careful what they say or, what they do, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, they're just like you and me. They're just like people in chat or whatever. Like they just happen to pop on a video. They might've just been collecting comics for a long time, but at the end of the day, none of it's financial advice,
and I think our content creators do it well because a lot of times they're talking about things they don't even own yet. So it's not like they pump their bags and they're like, this is amazing because, right? It's like, here's what I want to get. I think it's a good deal. And, for those sleeping videos, typically they do go up because he's finding good deals that are like lower mints or, kind of under the radar. So it's kind of more he's sharing his knowledge of why it's a good deal. And then you make up your own mind, right? He's not saying I'm pumping this or it's undervalued, whatever. Yeah. So I think I give our content creators credit. I haven't really heard too much shilling or pumping of their own. It's just more like, here's what looks like a good deal in my opinion. And, they bought some, maybe they didn't. So I think they're just spreading the knowledge, right? And then some of the stuff, the floors are so thin, it is so cheap. It's like, it doesn't make sense, right? And until someone points it out, you're like, oh yeah, this is a good deal. Thanks for telling me why. And then the floor starts moving.
Yeah. Huey Kerp says the new season of Billions has an NFT fraud subplot.
Nice.
New season is it a show or? I'm assuming when it says new season.
Series, I believe, or Disney. I think it's Netflix.
Oh, okay.
They have an
episode. I don't think Disney would have such a show on their platform.
I'll have to look for that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. I bought a couple things recently. I did kind of close the loop on my Hulk set. So I did buy Planet Hulk pretty recently. I snagged about like 169 or I guess 170 basically, 169.99. I kind of told myself like, all right, I'm not going to FOMO into like buying like the last Hulk and chasing and all that stuff. Like it's going to really hinge on what that last airdrop is. So I think we already talked about this last time. Last time you were on stream, we talked about that last airdrop and like what it could be and what the price could be and all that kind of stuff. So, I remember you said you had like 2 sets, right? Of the Hulk drop.
Yeah, I had 3. I sold off one of the sets, so I have 2. It's interesting because the mints are going to be not super scarce, like semi-high, like around, I think a little bit more than the Thanos one, probably, it sounds like. Just doing some quick math. But we don't know what it's going to be in terms of, like, is it FA? Is it animated? Is it part of some other thing that we don't know about yet? So, because technically we have FA Bruce Banner, like the original Green Hulk, right? We have that. So if they do him transforming or something, or I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they drop because it seems like they're kind of making it a special thing. They're
Mhm.
taking their time with it, right? But I do think that the FA Hulk is kind of being disrespected right now. I don't know if it's because the mints or the look or a combination, but when it all kind of sorts out, right, FA Hulk should do really well long term, even though the other Hulks are quite a bit more scarce.
Yeah. So do you think it would? So if they drop Bruce Banner, would that be FA or not?
I
Because
mean,
there's Bruce Banner who then turns into the Hulk, which is almost kind of like an alter ego, right? Or it's like almost like a different
yeah,
person. And people have asked that question a lot too about other characters, where it's like, okay, Darth Vader versus like Anakin, right? Like Anakin, he is Anakin, but his like evil, alternative version of himself. It's almost like he killed off Anakin in a way, and he's like Darth Vader, and then in this case where it's like Bruce Banner and Hulk. So
yeah,
I think one way they could go about it, and I would like this a lot, is if the airdrop was actually Bruce Banner, but there's an animation where he actually turns into like the Gray Hulk. So that way,
that'd be very cool. Yeah,
where
the
it's like,
Gray Hulk would
okay,
be the classic one to see. Yeah,
yeah, because I think it's still technically the same Hulk, whether it's gray or green. It's just like I think he was only gray for that first comic. Maybe it was like the first two comics. He was actually gray. Then they changed it to green. Um, but it'd be kind of nice where it's like, hey, like we still want the airdrop to be FA, so in this case, we need to make him Bruce Banner. That's the FA, and then he could transform into the Hulk. So you kind of get a bit of both there. I think that would be the best scenario, best case scenario, in my opinion.
yeah. The cool thing though with Disney and Marvel is they're getting creative now. They're doing things
Mhm.
like I said before that everyone thought like all the crafting and utility and all this other stuff was going to come from independent artists because they have more
Mhm.
flexibility. But it's like Disney and Marvel are doing a lot of that stuff and leading the way. We already know for sure they want to do burns for comics. That's kind of like
Uh,
what it was initially created for, and they haven't even done that yet. I think they're gonna find a fun way to release that too.
yeah. Speaking of comic birds, I know there's one person that would love to burn a lot of their comics, especially their uncommon AF-15s. We have My Collectibles on the stream. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm
Pixel
doing
Trader,
awesome.
you won today
I'm a winner.
on my channel for holding a drop head. You won Veve gems.
Ooh, thank you. I have to
Yeah,
go check
man.
the Discord.
Yeah,
It's
hit
hard
the
to keep
Discord
up.
up.
You're so busy on there. You're so generous. You're always giving stuff away and like so active. And the one time I don't look, I won. So maybe that's my
Yeah,
trick.
I tried to tag you earlier, but I don't think I got the right tag on you. So anyway, check it, and we'll do it a bit later. But
Okay,
yeah, you
thanks.
won today, man. You won.
It's a good day.
So nice of you to give Pixel Trader 500 gems. That is so nice of
Oh
you.
yeah,
You know,
just like
that is,
And 10 million
500.
only.
That's only a quarter of it. It's installments. Yes.
yeah. It's gonna come in monthly payments. I can't afford it all now, but over the next few months. But yeah, we're just kind of just shooting the shit, talking about most as of right now, just talking about the Hulk drop, right? Because I thought by now they would have announced something, or at least like a teaser, or hey, whoever owns the Hulks by this date, it's gonna get dropped. What do you think is going on with the Hulk drop, or at least what would you like to be seen get dropped? My collectibles.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't collected all the Hulks. I was, and then I didn't land the Sakaar, so that put me out of the running. So I sold the other ones, and I kept the classic for now because I'm going to swing around and pick them up after the whole thing's said and done, right? Because I want the classic Hulk I minted, when no one was buying it, when it wasn't sold out, because it's his FA. And so when the Gladiator one came out, I was like, yeah, I'm going for that one too. Cause I bought the Red Hulk in the market. Right. And I minted the other one, the Old Man Hulk or whatever. And so, but I didn't get that last one. So then it was like, 175 or something like that. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm out. I was doing it. I was going for it, but I'm out. And I couldn't like spend the 175 to go and buy them and then have the airdrop, happen and then everything go down after, which is what normally happens, right? So and also the other thing that kind of made me think about it too is that the Hulk is FA because he's Banner, and so if the Secret Rare comes out and it's Gray Hulk and it's Banner, it's not an FA, so it's going to be worth more than the Classic Hulk, but the Classic Hulk is the FA. I mean, like the Gladiator Hulk, whatever that just came out, it's not his first appearance because it's Banner, right? It doesn't have the FA tag. So I like the Classic Hulk myself, like for long term. I don't think it's going to be worth more than like the secret rare or anything like that. But if I'm going to keep one of those, it's probably going to be that one. But if the secret rare could be the gray from the Hulk from the first comic, like from the cover. That's what I'm guessing. I mean, I have no idea, but I don't know. They're just holding off. They're just making everybody wait. So whatever.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how else they would do it, because and that was those kind of discussion me and Pixel Trader had. I remember this is a discussion we had like a long time ago about FAs, where it's like, well, what if it's Anakin and Darth Vader, or what if it's Bruce Banner and Hulk, or characters that have kind of either combined or they were one thing before they transformed into like something else. I can't think of a character off the top of my head where that's kind of happened to. But in this case, like, what if they just drop Bruce Banner in his lab coat, the whole classic look from the comic, and then he transforms into Gray Hulk? So, like, would you think that would be FA? Because, like, well, this is Hulk, but this is Bruce Banner. It wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be because Alex already confirmed. So we were asking about this, Gladiator Sakaar Hulk, right? When they first announced it, and he was in the live stream, not like in person, but in the chat, and he confirmed before we even read the article that it wasn't FA because it's Banner. So if they do a secret rare Banner transforming into the Hulk, that's going to be amazing, but it won't be FA. At least it shouldn't be, because it'd have to be some other version. Like the Red Hulk's not Banner, right? It's a different guy. So so I don't know. That's I don't know. We'll see what happens. But if it's Banner turning into the Hulk, like lab coat ripping through, or 1977 Hulk, which I think that would be
say just Lou Ferrigno be like taking his shirt off,
exactly. Original Hulk, like with a really bad wig, that would be awesome. And but I don't know. It's probably going to be Gray Hulk, but they could do something different. They could do something we're not even thinking of, right? Like they could just throw something out of left field for all we know, right? So it could be Joe Fixit, or whatever his name is, and could be lots of different versions of the Hulk that you could throw out there. But if it's Banner, it shouldn't be an FA, so it's going to be interesting.
But even I think the most out of left field thing, which would still kind of make sense if they dropped like as the airdrop, like the Hulk Buster armor. Like, here's all these Hulks, but we got the Hulk Buster armor for them or whatever. I think that'd be kind of funny. And it's,
with Banner inside from the
that
because he's actually in the suit, right?
I forgot about that. Yeah, he was in the suit.
Stark wore it, but then Banner had it in that whole Endgame Infinity War meltdown he had. Where he didn't want to come out. Hulk didn't want to come out. I thought that was going to be Loki. Remember how we were all that was like, we thought that Loki like faked his death, and then like he was actually pretending to be Banner. That's why he couldn't turn into the Hulk, and but that all ended up being not true, right? So
but overall, how do you guys feel about these kind of Disney, Star Wars, Marvel are really pushing this whole like, hey, collect the series, you get an airdrop, whether it's pencils or Hulks, or you get a potion and things kind of transform or whatever. I like it, but I feel like it's also more recent. It's been a bit of a trap in the sense of, I feel like if you're not fortunate enough to land like the Red Hulk and or like Scar in this case, like or Sakaar on the drop, it's kind of like, not to really fork over some gems, and like the airdrop is already priced into like what people had to pay for prior. People are already doing that with the like Tinkerbell drop, where it's like, all right, if you land the UR, pencils are kind of going for like 20 gems right now. So if I sell it for 25, I get my pencil, I sell for 20. It's a tiny bit of profit, or a break even, like whatever. So how have you guys been feeling about the kind of like series drops, and like, is it profitable? Like, do you think it's okay to chase it? Or do you think you're kind of get a bird in the end? Like my plan for like the desk is like, at this point, I'm just kind of just selling the pencil and the drop. And I think the desk, so far all the SR of these like airdrops have kind of pulled back a lot over time, because we're getting more grails. Like we get a grail every month, right? A grail comic, a grail collectible, like pretty much every month at this point. So it's like when enough of those come, and then with more things coming along, I think it's just going to pull back. So like, at least Pixel Trader, what do you think about these like series drops? Are they exciting, or do you think they need to change it up a bit so people aren't just like immediately dumping when they win it on the drop or when the utility's done? What do you think?
You mean specifically just like these pencil ones, the 5 series with the
like pencil or Hulk, and like maybe the direction you would like to see in the future, or should they just leave it the exact same?
I think it's different short term, and the current sentiment of the whole economy in the market. It's different now, right? Everyone wants gems. They just want to flip things quickly, typically, and save up for the bigger stuff. Because we saw already in a bull market, anything and everything. It's like play every drop, everything's mooning. Like it's a whole different
Yeah.
vibe.
There's no way to lose gems. It was impossible to lose gems.
Whole different world.
You know?
But again, I think Disney's looking at this bigger picture. So it's Marvel. They're looking at the bigger picture. They're not worried about how does it sell on day one? How's it doing a week later? They're looking at, way down the line, getting things out to their fans and spreading their content in a different medium. And I think that I'm happy that they're trying different stuff. Like they're trying different ways to deliver airdrops and to burn things. And so I'm happy to see them. Some things will be hit. Some things maybe, they learn from them and they tweak it. The pencils per se, I thought it was a little weird at first hearing that you had to win the drop to get the pencil. To me, that kind of was almost promoting like sell it right away. But in general, like we're getting amazing characters. If they're dumping, you're getting amazing characters at great. I mean, some of the FAs Disney's had recently, like Elsa and Lion King, like these are so cheap compared to if these released back when things are, up and up and up. I mean, these would be like going berserk, of course. So I think a lot of it has to do with the market, but overall, I'm really happy with what Marvel and Disney are doing. They're giving us some of their best stuff, and they're getting really creative with how to reward people for buying them or collecting them. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm enjoying it. I mean, maybe it's not profitable like right away, right? But overall, I'm happy to see them, pushing the envelope, honestly.
Yeah, like if Simba dropped like a year and a half, 2 years ago, it would have been 500 gems, like minimum. Like just like I'm thinking like the 90% rule in the sense of like pretty much everything by Disney dropped by like 90%. I mean, so did a lot of things, right, during the bear market. But
well, how spoiled are we that we get these dropped and we just like, oh well, we got Lion King. What's next? Like we don't even think about it, right? We got Elsa. Okay,
who cares?
Next? Yeah. I mean, no other platform like they would kill for some of these things you get like on a weekly basis. So
yeah. What about you, my collectibles? It sounded like you had a bit of a strategy with the Hulk drop, where it was kind of like, in a sense, Sakaar or bust, right?
Well, yeah, I kind of had to go along with. It's just like that. Like if I don't land it, then it changes the whole. It changes the whole game because I'm better off selling. This is what I thought in my mind. I was better off selling Red Hulk, like the other two Hulks, taking those gems, and then like maybe buying a few other things that I wanted that maybe I could sell as well, but then wait for the secret rare to come and keep the classic and then go after that. I want the Red Hulk back. I mean, he looks amazing. The thing about the ones where you have the airdrop after is, the price tanks on everything after the airdrop happens. It's one of those things that sucks. It's unfortunate. It doesn't always happen crazy, but we've noticed that if you do this style of drop where you have to collect and then you get an airdrop after a certain date, then once people achieve that airdrop, they usually dump the other ones, so because people buy multiples, right? So I like the burning aspect better. I like the crafting aspect of it, like I like the idea of the pencils where, you actually have to get rid of them to get the desk. I like that better than just collecting and then getting an airdrop because I just don't like it. I don't like people buying a Red Hulk for 180 and then, he's worth, 60 after the secret rare comes out or something. I'm not saying that's what he's going to fall down to, but so you could sit back and kind of just like not play the game at all in that scenario if you really want to like, because I was listening to you earlier, Vibes, about how you were talking about like just kind of being patient with stuff and not going too hard into it. I know you've said that before too. We've talked about that a lot in the past. It's fun though to go after these and get the airdrop. I mean, it's super fun. I love like how it feels. But if you don't land one, especially like I didn't land like the most scarce one, if I didn't land classic Hulk, okay, well everybody could because it didn't sell out, right? But see, if I didn't land Red Hulk, even I could swing in there now, and he's not as expensive as he would have been, right? But you don't land the most expensive one, and then it kind of took me out of the game. So then I was like, okay, I'll switch my strategy. Now I'll just wait and see what the secret rare is when it drops, and if it drops, and then in a couple of weeks after that, another thing drops, like Venom comes out, and then people are going to go, okay, maybe we won't want the Hulk as bad, the secret rare, and I could swing in and snag that one depending on what it is. So there's no rush on any of it, right? But I like the burning aspect does make it feel like there is a rush because you actually have to like with the Thanos whole situation, you actually had to participate, and to maybe get that secret rare, even though you could just swing around again in the market and buy it after for cheaper, it looks like. So especially that one that I got the non-secret rare one. It's like 30 or 40 right now, but it was still fun.
I have the same thing too. That thing is that thing is tanked. And that's the thing, it kind of sucks because it seems like collectors aren't, getting rewarded, right, with either MCP. I think all that stuff's going to come in the future, but I
like
see.
doing this one. Like I liked.
Yeah.
I wanted to craft my Thanos and do it and keep the gauntlet as well. Like, so for me, I wasn't going to sell them anyway. But yeah, you can see there's somebody there's got like 4 on the floor, right? So there's people who have gone like to town on that, and maybe they bought. Maybe they bought. Now they're selling. Who knows what? But the burning to me seems a little bit more interesting because then you start playing with numbers and you have to really think about it.
Yeah.
Whereas just the collecting and getting an airdrop to me is like kind of like level 1 in a way, you know, like you can go to
exactly.
2. Who knows what level 3 and 4 and 5 are going to be down the road, right?
I think too the airdrops. We already know people love to gamble, right? That's what blind box is, and But on the airdrops, especially like this Hulk, it's like a magnified gamble because not only do you not know what it is, you don't exactly know all the mints that are going to be, and you don't know what mint you're going to get on the drop. So it's like extra exciting. Of an airdrop versus you just do this and that and you get But I agree. I think they're going to get creative and they're going to find a way to really make it interesting and collecting and holding some of the stuff. And they do, they said multiple times they want to reward collectors, and I think they're just being really strategic before they roll it out because we're gonna get rewarded. I believe that, but they kind of have to be smart before they throw it on us. So I'm okay with them going a little bit slow, but yeah, it is fun playing these because you're just really one drop from getting like a low mint. You get 5x the floor. Now you get some gems to play with, right? And that's what feels really good if you get either a good mint or a secret rare, and it's like you got house money, right? You can have some fun versus keep putting your own money in over and over.
Yeah, and the pencils too. I'm going to be waiting to see how the pencils prices are, because if you can pick up a pencil, all 5 for like an average of 25 to 30 gems a piece, that's going to be really cool, right? Like if you're going to do that. And we were talking earlier today, there was the notion of this also. The Tink drop, right? So the idea, and you guys may have already known the strategy, but I just kind of like wasn't paying too much attention to this strategy, but you mint 1 of any of these Disney ones, you get a pencil, right? But if you mint 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you don't get a pencil, but you're removing pencils from the being able to be burnt, be able to be rewarded, because 1 pencil comes on every time somebody does, every individual, right? You can only get 1.
I think, right?
So like I heard that like when I was live streaming today, like there might be people who are like, minting Tinkerbell and getting 1 pencil, but removing all the like 15 other pencils from possibly coming out, and then going to the market, maybe buy them up cheap. So I'm really watching the pencils, as we get towards the Aladdin drop, because if they're all around 20 gems for a secret rare on each pencil, then I'm going to probably go in and go for the desk, even though the Wreck-It Ralph one's like 50 or something, right? But so I'm still in the game, and I'm not in the game for Hulk because you don't land the drop, you're kind of out of it, right? So, I mean, unless you want to spend a lot.
Yeah, and that's actually the nice thing about these ones, because if you miss the drop, you could just buy the pencil, right? Like you're not out of the running for the drop, right? You don't have to pay a full premium. You could just get the pencil. I think whales I think they're doing both strategies. Like, so they're doing the strategy My Collectible said, where they're like, all right, they're just minting multiples because they're trying to burn the pencil supply that way. But I think they're also just stacking Wreck-It Ralph pencils, because I mean, Wreck-It Ralph is not a bigger IP than Lion King or Frozen. But I think just because it's the first one that came out, a lot of people kind of slept on it in Florida for super cheap. They're just like, hey, we don't need to buy up all the pencils. We just need to buy up a lot of 1 pencil, and that will shorten the supply. So if all the whales are owning, 10 or 15 or 20 pencils each, that's 19 less pencils for everyone else, right?
Yeah.
And they could also mint multiples too, right? So if they have, at least last I heard, you can mint multiples. So they can mint...
Yeah.
They can kind of control the supply. Like, all right, should we just get 5 deaths, or should we just mint as many as we can and we floor them, or we just keep them? Like, whatever they want to do, right?
They have till December, like 31st.
Oh yeah, we have a while.
Yeah. So once the last pencil comes out, once Aladdin comes out, I don't know if they'll allow us to start crafting the desk immediately, but there's going to be like, I would assume like 2 or 3 months of people crafting the desk. So that's going to be even more.
To change desk.
The subject to change desk, and that little fine print there. Oh, the image might change. So who knows what's going to happen with the desk? And if it's just a desk, then okay, well, I'm not too sure I'm super interested. But if something's got to happen with that desk, I think I don't know. Something's going to happen.
Yeah. Didn't they also change the name? I thought this was like the Peter Pan collection, but they changed it to like the Neverland character series. Was it always that way? I feel like they might have changed the name on that. Like initially it was called like the Peter Pan series, like when they first did the whole thing. and then now it's called like the Neverland series. So I was like, because it does say in the article like, hey, the names and the characters and everything is like it could change. Not that it matters, right? But I think it could be what I think it could be one of those things where they'll drop all 5, and then I think they're going to figure out. Obviously, they've hopefully have either already done the desk or they're working on it, and they're kind of just getting community feedback where it's like, all right, by the time it's late October, all this stuff is dropped. We already have Aladdin. We already have. Trying to remember what's the last one that's dropping? Aladdin, and then
that's
is it. Just Aladdin?
Yeah.
Oh, just Aladdin. Okay, yeah. So then when we get Aladdin, hopefully they do the drop. I don't know, shortly after, but they might also spend a bit of time, actually perfecting it, maybe giving it an animation or whatever it is. But
we'll see. Cool. We know Disney's they're open to trying creative stuff with their audience, right? So to me, it's been fun, right? We're learning a lot every time something happens. We learn from the market, like, oh, okay, that didn't go as expected, or oh, I wasn't ready for that, and you kind of evolve your strategy and your plan, right? But there's a lot of stuff now. There's going to be more and more and more stuff. So having a strategy, I think, is going to be important. Having a plan.
Yeah. And I remember saying, remember all of us were talking like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we're like, oh, Disney's going to be one of the last companies to do airdrops and these kind of like weird burn mechanisms because, they don't want to do this or that, or they're kind of slow to move because they're a big company. Yeah, there's so much red tape and like they don't want to burn collectibles and like it's kind of an unusual concept.
And then they start it.
Yeah, they're the only ones doing it. Yeah.
There was only like 2 or 3 collectibles that were independent artists that did that, right? There was like the serial killers like poster, and there was like another like bunny thing. It was mostly independent artists, and all of a sudden like, okay, now Disney is doing the most airdrop kind of creative burning mechanism kind of thing. So
I think there's still FA utility, right? The golden moments came with a month. Was it 1 month or 3 months of Disney Plus? That technically was right, like a perk.
Utility. Yeah, I think they all had 3 months, but Walt had a 1 year. I think
Walt had a year. Oh, I didn't know that.
Walt had a year, which. Shamefully to say, I never used. I could have given it to somebody. I had the code. I didn't think I honestly didn't realize. Like I remember hearing about it. Then I had the Walt, and then they sent me the email like with the code, like, "Hey, congratulations on the drop, whatever." But I didn't dig up the email until like a week before it like expired, and I just didn't think to give it to anyone. And that's the thing. Like,
you're like, oh man.
Yeah, and that's part of the utility, right? Like where it's in the sense of like, I could have sold it to my collectibles because I'm sure he watches Disney and be like, hey, like if you just,
I had it already.
Like back then, if you trade, be like, hey, like if you give me a comic, like I'll give you this 1 year, and you can just add it onto your time, right? Like, yeah, it's like you just give me I'm not going to use it. Give me a common comic, we'll trade. I'll give you this 1 year. You can add a year to your subscription, and I'll take a common comic. Like, okay, cool. Like, I got some, you got some. We're both happy. So.
You should read the fine print. Don't make it public.
Yeah, exactly. I do want to catch up with chat here really quick. Looking forward to Venom Collectible. It would be awesome to have on Veve, but McFarlane Digital may give it more justice. I'd probably agree with that. I think they would do. I don't know. Do you think we would get Venom, or would Todd McFarlane get Venom first on the app, or like just in the
I don't know
the space?
I don't think that McFarlane would get Venom. No.
I'm not sure either. I would assume Veve would get it first. I'm sure it's in their pipeline, but who puts it up first, I'm not sure.
Bob Sale says, I need Hugh Jackman Wolverine, Wesley Snipes Blade, Alien and Predator, maybe even some dark horse comics of Alien versus Predator. Yeah, I would love to get some more comics outside of Veve because Sleeping Comics dropped a video, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, saying like, hey, we're kind of running out of grails. Like, what's the next thing? People are going to start turning to other things like completing runs or doing this or that. So, I would love to see some, get some, love to get, God, what's his name? Was Hellboy, or Alien and Predator. Get some of those guys. I know people love The Walking Dead. So if we got like the Walking Dead series somehow, on Veve, and there's a lot of good graphic novels too. So imagine we got like Watchmen and all these other ones like on the app too. That'd be awesome. So.
My theory is that the most stackable item we will ever get, because I was thinking about this for a while, like what could they drop that people would just go nuts and stack? And it's probably still Stormtroopers. I cannot think of another item that people are just going to the goal is to stack them.
You can't own another thing. Yeah, it's like a potato chip. You can't eat one potato chip. You have to have, there's impossible. You have to have more than one Stormtrooper. They never travel alone. Unless they're guarding a door, then of course they're, well, even then they're in pairs, right? There's usually one on either side. They're holding a blaster or whatever.
Yeah. Marvelous Pack. And we'll have different troopers on here. Like,
Yeah.
And that's going to be awesome because they have all those different kinds of troopers they can release, from
Mhm.
Oh
the
yeah.
Clone Wars all the way till the Force Awakens, to like
Ooh.
Biker Scouts to go with that scout bike. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's all the pilots they can do, the rebel troopers. I mean, like
Yeah.
the Endor troopers. I mean, the battle droids. I mean,
I was
it's
gonna
just
say the battle droids.
nonstop, you guys.
I say
Other Jedis too. We already got a couple, and
Ewok army.
Ewoks,
guess.
everything. I mean, Star Wars is just a massive like
the Gungans, you got to get them all.
boo! boss
Yeah.
boss
I-
Noth or whatever.
Yeah, I would love to see the droids. I would love to see like a droidica, the ones that roll in the ground, the super droids.
Shield pops up.
Yeah, the shield ones. Gosh, there's so many good ones. All the vehicles that were in the Clone Wars, like that. Imagine all those. Like, oof,
It's
that'd be-
endless. It's literally
Yeah.
endless what they could give us. It's kind of funny. So,
All
this should
right,
be
Mr.
fun.
Yeah, Mr. Singh says, I have a sense that the desk might be a key to future utility. This cannot be just furniture. Let's hope so.
It's special to them, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that.
Call it a good while. Burn the comics, says LMB Bats. I hard agree with that.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't done that in a bit. Hey, they announced the Kang burn and the Howard the Duck, but if you go to the store, there's lots of comics they haven't burned yet. Usually they just don't even announce it; they just burn them all.
Yeah, I saw you like my I think both of you liked my tweet. I just bought a couple of these comics just as a spec play. I'm like, I wasn't sure if it was going to happen right then, like, oh, they're going to burn comics and collectibles at the same time. But I'm like, or if they're burning collectibles, I hope they burn comics at some point in the near future, because they did say the comics are unannounced, so it's just random.
Yeah,
because it's been, I think, since February since they've done the last burn, so it's been a good 6 months, 7 months since they've done a burn. And
I'm scrolling back. We're going all the way back here to the last time there was like the Star Wars Darth Maul still in the store. This is going back quite a ways. I think the Star Wars Darth Maul is the last one. Oh no, then we got the Tarzan of the Apes, which is like 209, which is way back when. So, but that's not really a Marvel though. So
yeah, the oldest Marvel one, I think.
Yeah, I'm scrolling.
The oldest,
They burned the Devil Dinosaur and Avengers, and then when they had the giant size X-Men, so the Tales of Suspense and all. Okay, so
oh wait, they burned Devil Dinosaur?
Yeah, that was before. Yeah, and Dark Avengers.
Oh, okay.
And we got Walt Disney Scrooge. So yeah, so I'm just scrolling to the last Marvel. So the last Marvel comic that we have that isn't burned are the Guardians of the Galaxy #1 and Silver Surfer, the one with the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
That goes back to what does this go back to here? The date. I'm just looking on the phone.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. You can continue to
right.
talk
I'm looking
while
at
I'm
it.
looking this
Yeah,
up.
I'm looking on here on the screen as well. Where's the date on this?
Yeah, where did it come out? Just 2023.
Oh, that's helpful. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to find like when this thing actually dropped. Comic preview. All right, that's not. Oof. All right, maybe I clicked on the wrong thing. Whatever.
Yeah, those are the last. That's the last two. So that was during the Thanos stuff, right? At least. So anyway, those are that's as far back as it goes. So
yeah.
So that's actually been a while. Then Star-Lord's in there, and that Santana one there that you showed, that one's still in there, not burned. Captain America's not. Yeah, so they haven't burned anything in a bit. In just a bit.
Yeah, I bought those 3 because those are probably the biggest comics that are left over that are unsold. So it's like FA Rocket Raccoon, FA Star-Lord, Death of Phoenix. I mean, I just like X-Men in general, and I know the Phoenix like saga, that whole storyline is pretty popular for a lot of X-Men fans. So got a few of them. I mean, I only bought 2 or 3 of each. It's not like I bought a hard stack and I'm trying to convince other people to buy it.
28 of them, 38 of them.
Yeah.
500 of them.
Yeah. How many uncommon AF-15s do you have now, my collectibles?
24.
24? Wow, that is impressive.
That showroom is going to be
impressive. That's what I'm planning.
Wall to wall, ceiling and floor. You're walking on AF-15s everywhere. Floor, ceiling.
Yeah, wallpapered.
Yeah. You also have a rare too, right?
Yeah, I got the ultra rare, 4 commons and 24 uncommons.
Yeah.
So I got 30.
there's gonna have to be a critical mass with the uncommons. There's certain things where it's just like it doesn't. It looks
Too
the
cheap.
same. It's way lower mints. Like eventually, it's gonna hit that switch where it's like, all right, we're done. We're done.
Yeah,
dumping
it's
these.
interesting because all the other big stuff, the uncommons are like pretty much past them now. I mean, we're talking
Yeah.
like there is some edition size issues there, like Spider-Man 1, like the uncommon is so drastically less in additions than the common that, you know, it's bound to be like above, just a little bit above. But yeah, it's at some point. But I don't know. It was at, what's it at, 209? So that's good because it went down to 189. I bought one actually at 199 just yesterday, just last night. So
Nice.
it's at 189, and so now it's back to 209. So, but you know, the thing that Sleepin's video, because I watched Sleepin's video today, and you guys mentioned it. Yeah, he was right just about Grails. You know, how many more comic book Grails do we got? Right, and you could list off a whole ton. There's a bunch, but at some point, like, they're going to run out of comic book Grails if they keep giving it to us like this. So then they're just going to give us filler comics, right? Like that's all they can do. What I want is two things can happen, in my opinion, from watching his vid, because I just watched it today too. They give us exclusive comics that have never been printed that are on Veve, right? Like I want Marvel to release like a Spider-Man comic here that doesn't exist anywhere else. Like that, you know, kind of like the Bat Cowls, you know, like that kind of a comic, how they gave us that only exists there. That's the kind of thing I want to see to have happen eventually somehow with new stuff, right? That's to me the future. I mean, you could burn through millions of comics, but once the Grails are here, like, and they're all here, like Iron Man 1 and Hulk 181 and like all these ones that we're talking about, you know, I mean, all these other Grails, I mean, they just stand above everything else, right? Then they're going to give us 30 comics in a row of kind of like third tier, second tier, sort of like really good comics, really nice, but people are still going to go after Avengers 1. They're still going to go after Hulk 1. It's just like it is in the real world, right? Eventually that stuff just becomes more separate, in my opinion. So no matter how much stuff you pile underneath it, they still sit at the top, right? So I'm excited for that moment when we run out of Grails, even though I still want more Grails. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, in like 3 or 4 years from now or whatever, or 2 years, when we have all this stuff, they're all going to be right at the top. And then everything else is going to be like Spider-Man number, 14 is now, or sorry, we already have that. Spider-Man 17 is out now, like, oh, okay, I can slip that in there.
And I think you're right too about it's in the crypto in general, everything's like quick, right? Like what's the next shiny thing? What's the even on the Veve, right? After the drop's over, it's like, if you want it, great. If not, like, okay, what's the next tweet? What's the next? So imagine when, it's like, don't overlook, we have maybe 80% of the big stuff already, maybe 70% of the big grails. So if you're waiting for the next one on the next, it's like, well, don't forget the old ones. We have some really, really top tier stuff already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys think Avengers 1 would be at under 24 gems on the commons? I honestly thought it would. I feel like the 20 gem price might have hurt it a little bit, but at the same time, I didn't think it would perform this like low. I honestly thought it would be in the high 30s, maybe low 40s initially, then kind of pull back to like the mid 30s and be like, okay, now it's going to nestle like still below, giant size X-Men, below Hulk, below Thor, like just barely, but not at this price point. I don't know. It kind of surprised me, to be honest.
One had the same pattern, right?
Yeah.
So like Hulk 1 and the other big ones in this day and age right now had the same pattern. Hulk 1, remember when it came out, it was a bit higher, right? It was closer to 30, like 28, but it was there for a while. There's 518 of these Avengers 1s, and Hulk 1 took like a month and a half to chew through it. They're down to like 120 of them, 118 of them. And Hulk 1's now up at like 40 where it should be, and like it's going to be higher. I follow, like, when I was thinking about this Avengers 1, you could see it, right? Like Hulk 1, remember the secret rare was like 600 and then 800, and then, it rose up a bit, like think like 13, then came back down to like 1,000 or around that range or something. So I just think it's a time issue right here. And anybody who's in 2 days, it's gone from 577 listed to 518 on the common. Right. So people are slowly just eating the supply of the people who are selling it for 23. It's going to hit 30. It's going to hit 35. I think it's going to be right around 40, just under those other ones, up in that upper echelons, like, 35 to 40. Cause this is just my guess, right? I mean, it could stay here for all we know, but I mean, you know, you got like the Jim 83s and the Iron Man and like, you know, all the rest of them that are up there at that top. They're all around 40 to 50. This one should come in just right around that level, in my opinion, as we get through the supply. So, you know, you got a lot of people selling it for 23, 24. And if you got the gems, I mean, you could whip off 10 of them and just sit there for 3 weeks and sell them back for 35. I mean, it's pretty easy to me.
Yeah, I would agree. It's the same pattern with Iron Man, Thor, Hulk.
Yeah.
Most of the people who have them got them on the drop for a period of time, and they had to take their time to sell them and people to accumulate. But I predicted it would be roughly 60% of Hulk, just because that's like the latest kind of top tier comic we got, and it is around there, about 60%. But I agree. I think it will just slowly move its way up to 30, 35, and then probably 40. And that's been my plan once I kind of noticed that seems to be a current pattern or trend that the VV community is following. Is if it's 20,000 or excuse me 10,000 mints, 20 gems, S tier, here's kind of where we place, unless it's something special like AF15. The rest of them kind of fall in this category of right now around 40, 45, maybe 50 gems for a common. So it's working its way into that category. But I think they'll also pull each other up. So say whatever FA Hulk starts pumping in the future, like 70, 80, 90. Now the other ones are going to look cheaper, right? And those will probably pull up with it because that's the category we psychologically kind of put them all in. So that'll be good. It'll help us maybe kind of gauge how they're going to do. And I would agree with my collectibles. It's just, I think it's a good time to buy them. I would not be surprised if they're up to 35, 40 gems, not too long.
Yeah, I do think that 300 to 400 supply range, like, because it's at 518. And like I said, 2 or 3 days ago, it was I remember looking at it, it was like 570 commons. And, just slowly being chewed. Some delisted, obviously. People probably went, well, I'll just not sell it, right? Whatever. Or, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because Hulk went up to I was just looking at the trend price. Like it went up to like 60 at one point, basically. Yeah. Then pulled all the way down to like 40, like 2 weeks later. They went back up to 50. And it's been trending downward. So I do think it's the nice thing about comics, I guess good and bad about comics, especially with like FA Iron Man, FA Hulk. These are all 10,000 mints. There's already kind of like a pre-established like tier list, quote unquote, of all these comics. So I feel like once Avengers 1, because I feel like, I don't know, would you say Hulk 1 is more important, not more important, but like higher than Avengers 1?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, Hulk, it's a bigger, more valuable comic, more scarce. Avengers 1 is super popular, though, and it's one of the best comics in the world. Mm-hmm. Like, it is one of the #1 comics of all time. Like, people love it, and a lot of people have it. It's not worth as much as like Hulk 1. Hulk 1 is like at the highest top level, is worth, just for scarcity alone. And also, like, it's a bit older, and it is a huge FA. But Avengers is like, it's like X-Men 1. I mean, X-Men 1's a little bit different, but I mean, it's one of the top comics in the world. Any real serious big time comic collectors, they all have it, have a high grade of it, or like to trade in it, in that 5 to 5.5 range, like the grade. I don't own one. So, I'm not, but they're like, it's pretty expensive up there at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to pay like $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000 for just a ungraded copy on eBay, right? Even a beater can cost you, like, if you go and look at it. So, but yeah, I mean, we're talking like the top of the mountain here, right? We're for comic collecting, for Marvel. I mean, all of these, right? If you don't have, like, if everybody in Veve just bought one of these and just put it in their vault, I mean, try to get as low mint as you can. I've got 3 digits on all of them, right? Except for Amazing Fantasy and Marvel Comics and Fantastic Four 1. Those are the 3 I don't have a 3-digit comment on, but those are the 3 that I'm like focused on trying to get. That Amazing Fantasy, like 3-digit is like $600, $700, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, same with that Marvel Comics 1 is like about 500. And I can get into the Fantastic Four 1 for about 250 or so, I think, at any given day. I'm waiting for it to kind of go under 200 if I can try, and then just lock one of those away and then display it in my Veveverse vault, a 3-digit grail, of a comic common, if you can't get the secret rare.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering if, like, naturally, if Avengers 1 did start kind of approaching closer to like 35 gems, would that naturally just push up like Incredible Hulk, up? Because it's like, I feel like in most people's minds, and most tier lists, or most, I feel like comic collectors would say, yeah, Hulk is bigger than Avengers 1. So it's like, all right,
Yeah.
if Avengers 1's approaching Hulk, Hulk should naturally get pushed up. It's almost kind of like the connection between the rarities of comics, right? Uncommon's kind of does its own weird thing, but it's like, all right, if the common is pushing closer to the price of rare, rare should go up. And then if rare is getting too close to ultra rare, that should go up. Or if secret rare is skyrocketing, people are like, well, I can't afford the secret rare, might as well buy the ultra rare, or it could kind of like a trickle down effect.
Yeah, I think there is a push pull, and I think also on MC's note about if you really know comics, you're seeing these differently than a lot of just kind of regulars or people not as familiar. Because for myself, I learned about comic books and all the lore with the different series through my collectibles and Sleep In and even you VB Vibes. So that's helped me kind of how I value them short and long term. But I think for a lot of people, what they do is they see the drop, they go collect, they type in the name, and they're like, all right, what's the highest grade? 9.8. Okay, well, this one's only 200K, so maybe not so hot compared to something else that's 800 grand or $3 million. Like they're kind of just basing it off the highest one available. They're not really looking at how many have sold and how popular and when did it sell. They're not looking at all the other kind of aspects of the comic book aside from how much does it cost for like a 9.8 or 9.6. And I think that's how a lot of people value them, but they're slowly learning, the power and the importance of the different comic books outside of just the CGC price tag, right? So.
Yeah, that's totally true. And then the market cap thing is something that is really interesting too, because with the highest market cap, like in Veve, isn't it like Marvel Comics 1 still like is just unbelievably powerful at the common level for market cap. Just the amount of like editions it has and the price that it's at, like 35 or 38 or something. So in the physical world too, like this Avengers 1 has got a pretty big market cap. Like there's like 4,000 or something like that, or 4,000 or 5,000 graded, and that's really high for a vintage comic, an old school Silver Age. That's so important, but it's because it's so popular. Everyone's like, well, that is a massive key. I got to have that one, especially with these movies they've been making. Right. So, I mean, you're 100% right. Like people, I'm learning too, because the VV market is different, right? Like look at some of the scarcity on some of these, it throws it off, right? It throws that kind of like extra factor in, like the Venom comic or that Avengers one with the the Grim Reaper that came out, and it made 252, right? Obviously, but I love how they're giving us these like top tier grails at the 10,000 run, and they're keeping them the same. The only one that shouldn't have been in there was the Black Panther Fantastic Four one. That was the one that was odd. That was like 20 gems, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And it's a beautiful comic. Everyone, I mean, it's amazing, but it wasn't like Hulk 1 level. It wasn't like Avengers 1 level. So it's under retail. I think it's like at 14 or 15 or something, because it's a 20 gem comic as well. So that's the one 10,000 mint run 20 gem comic they gave us that I guess they thought was going to be a grail, but it's not up there, right? And at the same, I don't know if the Punisher one was the same. The Amazing Spider-Man with the Punisher, wasn't that a 20 gem comic as well?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think so. Those two are kind of they're not in this category, right? So, but yeah, I mean, you have to think about it though. Sitting at like how many are in the market now? 502. So
apparently JoJo just swept the floor. He just said that he bought. I mean, if what he's saying is true, it sounds like he just bought. 12, 15 of them.
Yeah, 20.
Now it says $4.99.
Yeah, so it went to 25 just alone. That's what it takes. It's 5. That's congratulations, man. That's awesome. If it's just
that is the case. Yeah.
Oh my God, this comic is just.
Thanks for telling us after, JoJo. Thank you.
I know you could have told us before. I could have flipped it.
And the live stream vibes. End it.
No worries. Yeah, actually, we have 2 more guests jumping on right now. We got D1 and Only. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. And then we also got Kid Arcade dancing with his.
Nice.
He's got the drop head shirt.
He's got the drop head shirt. Nice.
How's it going?
Okay.
That's
How
awesome.
you doing, fellas? Can you guys
Hey,
hear
how's
me?
it going?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Nice
and then
to
Kid
meet
Arcade.
you, Pixel Trader.
Thanks. Yeah, you too. I've been watching all you guys for a while. I just watched the Uncommon podcast again. I was watching some of the Kid Arcade lives. I'm always checking on the My Collectibles live, so it's good to see you all together in one spot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Kid Arcade, you're a legend. You're a champ for those airdrops. Those are
fire.
Yeah, a whole lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. Wow, I'm so happy to see everybody, man. It's a beautiful day. It's Saturday. It's Saturday.
Labor Day
Oh,
weekend. A lot of people got the day off,
I
or
know.
Monday,
Yeah.
so it's nice.
Party
But
time.
yeah, D1 and only. And did you go for the drop D on Avengers 1?
No.
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
I lied. Hold on. I
Avengers?
can't even remember anything.
You have a
I'm
secret
sorry.
rare. You forgot about it.
I'm like hungover.
I got a 500 gem secret
Um,
rare. I just don't know, like whatever.
I knew you guys were clubbing last night. I knew we were going to go out to the
Yeah,
club.
I knew it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, wait, let me see. Avengers 1.
Yeah, that was today's
then-
comic. That was today's comic.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay, then no, I didn't go for it.
No, that was yesterday's comic. Yeah. Well, today was Tinkerbell. Yesterday was
yeah,
That was
Avengers 1.
yesterday. That's my
You
Yeah.
bad.
thinking Tinkerbell D1? I know you guys were D. I know you and Hinana were probably not going for Tinkerbell, right? I remember sort of you guys mentioning that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't go for it. But it's like way below retail, so I might just pick one up just to have the
Yeah.
furnace.
I mean, she doesn't look as good as some of the other collectibles Vivi's dropped before. She does
Yeah.
look a little scuffed, just a little bit. It's like,
Just a tad.
I mean, I bet Kid Arcade could have made a better NFT, and his little,
Yes.
I seen you doing some, you're like been making your own NFTs and kind of playing around with being able to put it in like the Viviverse and stuff. I know that's you've been kind of making that stuff, right, Kid Arcade?
I have been making the 2D artwork, and recently I've been doing a lot of 3D. So I've been minting some
Ooh.
3D stuff recently, and I'm learning how to build 3D objects, right? Maybe we'll do a drop head soon. Oh, we already talked
okay.
about that, right? My collectibles, you're dropping a 3D figure.
I'm
Oh,
working really
wow.
hard in the background to do a third collection that's hopefully
nice.
like metaverse ready. And I mean, I'm learning, right? And but I want to learn. I want to know how to do it. I can do 2D, and I've done a couple, and so yeah, it's all coming in the fall. And but I'm yeah. So Van, that's the next step, right? We gotta take it to the next level. If we can get this stuff in these VV metaverse environments, walking around maybe or something, or at least 3-dimensional. That would be fun too, to go along with what we've already done. So you're doing that too, eh? You're working on that.
Yeah, I've actually minted like maybe 6 statues, and I started doing furniture last night because I want to do weird artistic furniture for the
Nice.
spaces. So that's what I've been doing. I did a chair last night. So yeah, it's been fun. I've been using Nomad. It's a sculpting app, and it's real easy to use. So yeah.
Very cool.
I just imagine, I don't know why, but when I imagine drop heads in the like Viviverse, I kind of what's that? The independent artist NFT where there's like the two guys like fighting and they're boxing. Like they almost look like their style could be kind of drop heads because one has like a mohawk, and the other one has like a kind of a cool outfit. I forgot what those are called. Are they
I
like?
think it was the
The
decom.
bones.
Bones.
Yeah,
Oh,
bones
is it
or
just
something.
bones? Yeah, Mr. Bones. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool. Those are
Those
cool.
are cool.
Yeah, just cover your eyes real quick. I'm just gonna, or hold on. Gonna go in 3D. It's gonna get super bright. There it goes. I don't know
Ooh.
why it does that. I don't know why, but I just imagine these are two drop heads and like they get the box and like fight it.
Wow.
This is
D,
the
did
new
you
reward
just
Yeah.
program.
did you just call Tinkerbell's cage a furnace? Is that what you called it?
well, I'm not
Dark on the
that
stream
kind
all
of
of a sudden.
furnace, but it kind of does look like a furnace lantern, kind of.
Yeah.
I like how the one guy's just taking shots, not doing nothing.
Yeah,
Does
he's
the
just
other one
taking
ever
it.
throw a punch? No, does he?
He's just taking shot after shot. Doesn't throw back.
Oh, jeez.
Right on the
I've
chin,
never
too.
actually like watched the full animation until just
Yeah, they
right
kinda-
now.
Yeah. Well, the one on the right is the drop head. The one with the beanie, that's clearly the drop head, throwing the punches. The other one could be on the left,
I
Drop
think
bros.
That's the footer.
Yeah, I would like
That's
to learn some.
awesome.
I would like to learn some like 3D stuff as well. But I think I'm not as creative as a tattoo artist or someone that's literally learned graphic design. But I think I would be able to make like either something or some shapes or whatever. Like it'd be fun for like games or people to like interact with in a kind of like an unusual way. So because I used to play like a ton of Halo, and I used to play like old school I didn't do it myself, but I used to have friends that used to play like old school Counter-Strike, and they would like make maps and all that kind of stuff. There's like a lot of map editing stuff, a lot of like creating like custom game modes and stuff like that. So I think like all the IPs and cool NFTs we can get are going to be cool in the Viviverse, but like we also need to find ways to like play games. It's like, okay, you have statues, you have comic books, you have posters, you have this and that, but it's like, how are they going to interact? We need some sort of like thing in the middle or something to kind of enable them to interact and make it fun.
It sounds like that's what we're getting. I've been listening to the beta testers. I don't know if anyone else here has beta access to the Veveverse, but it sounds like they're really focusing on giving people the tools, and they want the community to run with it. Because I didn't get to go up there and ask, but I wanted to see, like, can you do like sequences and triggers and variables and scripting, which I think you can do that stuff, and that's when it's going to take off to a whole new level of, like, just think about the role play we have, like GTA 5 and Gary's Mod and all these games where the community just took over.
Like, there's so
Minecraft,
much stuff.
yeah, completely. They give you the foundation and the toys, and then the community just makes these incredible, adventures out of it. And that's what I think we need, and it'll really take off. And we have so many talented people. It's like, give us the tools and just let us run with it. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. I think actually, isn't phase 2 coming up pretty soon? I thought it was every 2 or 3 weeks they're going to release more people to the beta. So maybe soon.
Yeah. Pro was with you guys last night, D, right? And
yeah,
he said that they're he said that he thinks that they have the list of the next round of people they're going to let in or something, or they're solidifying that. And you know what he said that was really interesting, that I talked about today as well, because it was such an unbelievable point. It was like, so remember when everybody first got access who was in there now to the Veveverse, we saw certain things go up in the market. Remember, there was like a bit of a pump, right? Like people got access, like all the Vaultaholics and stuff, and people with big collections, and they're in there doing their thing. And then we saw like certain things in the market start to go up in value. Fro said that when the next wave of people get like access, you're going to see another similar like move, because people are going to get in there who we like. I'm not in there. I don't have really any idea. Like, I'm just listening to like what they're saying and going, wow, that sounds cool. But he said, like, once you're in there, you go, oh, I need this. I'm going to need that. I want that. And then you'll see probably another little mini surge in certain things in the market. So he was talking all about that Avengers Tower, which I don't own or anything. And I know the Superstars bought a few last night.
He went crazy with it. He bought everything.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. You can go go into the lobby. I didn't know you could actually go inside the building and like,
what?
At the bottom of the building.
Really?
So, yeah, like it's just like so.
I didn't know that.
I think when people get in there, and when they first got in there, they didn't have the comics on the walls either. And then halfway through, they gave all the Vaultaholics and stuff the ability to put their comics on the wall. So I think once people get in, like I know it's going to happen to me. Like once I get in there, I'm going to be looking around, going, "Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, look at that." And it's definitely going to spur me on to probably buy stuff. So, I mean, the only trick is if you're on the outside and you want to make gems, it's like, how can you anticipate what people are going to want when you're still waiting for access, right? Maybe you can make some gems along the way. Like that's kind of like a game people are trying to figure out right now, including myself.
I agree. I think it's going to really do justice to some items that right now you just look it on your phone or the app and you kind of just get a 2D image or maybe 3D AR. But in my mind, when I saw certain things like the golden Lambos, I'm like, there's no way this is not going to look unbelievable in the Veveverse. And some of the other vehicles that have utility, you can drive in them or ride in them or whatever. Like, I feel like some of the vehicles are going to finally get justice, like the X-Wing, like, it's going to look incredible in its full glory versus looking at a little screen on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's say the Veveverse comes around. I really hope there's a day that's going to come where your avatar could actually be like a collectible or like some sort of thing. Like you could just be Todd Batman and it might clip weird. Maybe the cape is like super flowed out and you're like walking through a door and like half the cape goes through the wall. But in the Veveverse, if you guys had to pick a collectible that's like your avatar as you're walking around, you can't, whatever. You have to be like an avatar of a collectible. Which one would you pick?
Wonder Woman or Moon Knight?
Wonder Woman, Moon Knight.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Moon Knight. Okay. The suit one or the cape one? Where he's wearing the suit?
One.
The cape one? Okay, I figured.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure, Pixel Trader, which one are you picking?
He's not out yet, but if we get Juggernaut, I would love to roam around as Juggernaut and just smash everything. And, go on the Juggernaut over and over. For now, I probably just have to go with Miles because he's got a special place in my heart. It'd be cool to be flying around and all that stuff as Miles.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. And you can turn invisible too.
True.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You have to be able to do a backflip, though. You have to do a backflip and then turn invisible. So you might have to work on that. Kid Arcade collectibles? Yeah, what do you think?
I would
Electra.
Electra.
I knew it.
Sorry, I stole it.
Who's coming?
I would probably do
Electra.
Invisible Woman, the April Fool's Invisible Woman, because she's the only one that's completely
okay.
invisible.
Oh yeah, that'd be the
You just be
perfect
like-
one.
I could
There
just see
you
like
go.
a little, what's it called, little stand or like the little plaque that just like drags
Yeah.
on the ground. You just see that, you're like, what is going on here? Just dragging on the ground.
Or I'll be Todd. I'll be Todd. The Todd Batman is like you can't
Todd
get
would
any
be
better
cool.
than Todd.
Good
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine would be Boba Fett, or if we get a Stormtrooper, let's go. It's got to be the
Ooh.
Stormtrooper.
Nice.
Because, I already have one of those in the real life. I gotta sport it in the
Oh, that's right.
in the app as well. So
Or Iron Man. Iron Man has the best.
Yeah, I was gonna
animation.
say I'd
Iron Man.
probably
Oh yeah, Iron Man. Is
Iron
beautiful.
Man, Silver Surfer would be
Silver
pretty cool
Surfer.
too.
Yeah.
But he doesn't move. He's just there. The whole
You
time.
know,
just
assuming,
surfing.
it's assuming they find a way to like clip it to your body and it like
Right,
works.
right.
So
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
there's like, even if it's like a 1980s like toy, there's like just the shoulder joint and like hips and that's it. That's all you can move.
Oh, I didn't mean to. Did you talk about this earlier, Vibes? About I posted a tweet for asking people to vote what they think is coming up for September for the out of left field big drop that got postponed.
yeah.
And let me pick it up. I think the winning vote was sports and entertainment. Let me see what it was.
Yeah,
Music
I
and
get your-
entertainment was the top. Yeah, if you can pull it up. But I was curious, since you guys are here, what do you think it's going to be? Because Alex kind of made it sound like it was something unique and different.
Taylor
Out of
Swift.
left field is a baseball term, so I don't know if he's a fan, if he used it, or if that's supposed to mean something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yankees.
Wolverine.
Yankees.
Wolverine.
Ooh, Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Oh, that'd be
Or
sick.
Venom. Because they usually drop we get the comic before we get the collectible. We did that. We got that with the Hulk. We got that with Obi-Wan. Even with the Obi comic. I mean, we got the Venom comic. When the Venom collectible might show up.
Yeah, it's true. And that they're reprinting the facsimile again in September. Spider-Man
really?
300.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they're
Oh.
reprinting it. That one's and also what's the other one that's reprinted because it was so popular? There's no new facsimiles coming out. Iron Man 1 came out as a facsimile, and we haven't got it yet. But Avengers, came out as well. This one came out. There's another Avengers with Wonder Man, his first appearance, and of course Batman's coming to DC NFT. Batman 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like the Venom one a lot, Kid Arcade. I mean, I was hoping for him. We were all guessing. Everyone was guessing what was going to come at San Diego Comic-Con, and one live stream we did a pile of guessing. Right? I know you had a guess in there. I have to bring it up. I can't remember what it was, but I put everyone's guesses down that day. We were all wrong. Like,
Oh,
nobody-
yeah.
we all
I guess
picked-
Spider Boy.
Yeah, you guys picked Spider Boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That was
That's a
a
good
good-
guess. That's a good
yeah,
guess.
we all picked great stuff that I think a lot of it's going to eventually show up. But Venom was one. So like I thought I was going Venom collectible. Come on, let's go. Because they had the big video game announcement too, the Spider-Man 2, and they had the Venom like promos. So we got the Venom comic, the Lethal Protector, but we didn't get the actual collectible. So if we did Venom in here, you guys,
Venom is
when
yeah.
we did him,
Yeah.
Oh, he has to be animated, and it can't be 3 rarities. You can't have 3 or 5
Yeah.
Venoms, right? 5, 3. No, we need 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Would you say Venom's like the most classic villain of Spider-Man? Or like the most most classic or most iconic? Like
yeah, Green Goblin's his number one,
Green,
but
yeah.
Okay.
but like I mean, but Venom, I think in this app, like animated, like Arcade said, like if you see the Fortnite version of him that came out like a couple months ago,
I actually do. My roommate plays a lot of Fortnite, and he'll call me over all the time, be like, "Bro, like, dude, they got these skins, and like, okay, there's Venom and Carnage and all this stuff." I'm like,
yeah,
"Bro, you're putting $40
Venom
for
looks-
these? Imagine on like a digital app where you can like actually play with it in AR and all this stuff, and like you can use it forever." Like,
Venom looks unreal on Fortnite. He
Yeah,
and
it looks great.
You've seen the symbiote, like a symbiote Spider-Man here as well, like black suit symbiote Spider-Man on Veve. You got to have them, right? And you got to have
Yeah.
like, you got to have the Spider-Man 2099, right? You got to have that one, like the 3D. You got to have it. I mean, we have Doc Ock, we have Mysterio, so you're going to get Green Goblin, you're going to get Electro, you're going to get Rhino. You mentioned Rhino earlier, right? Pixel Trader, I think you said you want to be Rhino.
Oh, Juggernaut. Yeah.
Juggernaut, sorry. Okay,
Juggernaut,
yeah, that's,
Juggernaut,
yeah.
yeah.
It's totally different, but yeah. But
Yeah,
oh
I think
man,
Venom and Carnage, if they do them justice and put them in like in their glory of just
Oh.
chaos, because they have such a unique art style, like sharp
Yeah.
lines and flowy, and it looks so cool. It would look so cool.
And you know
Yeah.
what? Usually the collectibles that I don't like are the human looks, the ones that look like human. Like Tinkerbell looks horrible in my opinion, just because she has a human face. But Venom is just black and drippy, and
Yeah.
if they were to pull
Mhm.
that off properly, that's gonna be legendary. And you know, it could be argued that he looks better than Green Goblin. Green Goblin, right? Venom, Green Goblin.
oh yeah, he'll look better. Like if they do the classic Green Goblin or whatever, he'll look amazing and stuff. But Venom is just top
Yeah.
tier, man. Like he
Yeah.
would just be, and Carnage too. Like that Spider-Man 361 we have, the
Ooh.
common cover is the only cover we have of that actual comic. It's weird because the uncommon is the Venom is Carnage, like in the dark,
Right.
and then the rare is Spider-Man, and then the ultra rare is a black suit Spider-Man for some reason.
Yeah.
But like the common covers, like I actually own that comic. It's on the wall. Yeah, I own it up here. Like I know that a lot of people have it. It's not that valuable, but this comic is the only one.
Yep.
The only cover is the common, right? So if we get him, oh man, as well.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't
I
have
think,
it. Spider-Man 300. I still need that comic. I don't own it right now.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
I
that
had
looks
all of
like-
those at one point.
those look like uncommon through secret rare look like they could be like secret rare covers, like just a solo
Mhm,
shot.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's one of my favorite series for covers.
I do. Yeah, I like a lot of the kind of like. That looks awesome.
And look on the back. Look on the back. Check it out.
Oh,
Nice.
Carnage.
Oh,
That's a little
nice.
part. So that's actually matches the uncommon, right?
Uncommon.
Yep, it does.
So that's pretty cool.
Yep. And then, oh yeah, I forgot to show this since we're on the topic of Venom right now. Pixel Trader.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
that was
There
my
we go. He's got it too.
yeah
Nice.
9.6, pretty high grade. I love
Oh,
it.
nicely done on the 9.6.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But
Damn.
it's like I don't know, just something about like Carnage event, like the lines and like the webs flying everywhere, and just everything about it's like so aggressive, and the art style is so cool.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
it's a
Carnage was because even though Carnage and Venom they're both symbiotes. I mean, I would say Venom, if you had to do like D&D terms, like Venom is like he's evil in a sense, but he's more of like an anti-hero. I would say Carnage is like he's chaotic evil. He's just like chaos all the
he's
time.
vicious.
He specializes in using like blades, and he always turns his like arms and stuff into like weapons.
He's vicious, yeah.
And then Venom is always he's always flexible. He's all about strength, and he could easily like overpower Spider-Man in some ways. But there's also been a lot of theories like Peter Parker's like super strong, and he's like always held back, and he's like never like hit the bad guys as hard as he could and stuff like that. And some people are putting him like, not as strong as the Hulk, but he's just like, all right, he can kind of go toe to toe. He's not going to overpower the Hulk by any means, but maybe if like the Hulk wasn't super upset.
Yeah,
he could kinda go
Spider-Man's one of the
toe-to-toe.
more powerful superheroes that exists in Marvel, like physically.
Mhm.
You're right. He just doesn't like go crazy.
Speaking of Hulk, since I have you guys here, I have to get this off my chest. I've told VV Vibes, but I haven't really told anybody else. Okay, in Avengers Endgame, is anyone else upset at the fact that Hulk and Thanos got into a fist fight and Hulk got his butt whipped, and then he never became Hulk and went Hulk smash ever again?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, I don't feel so bad now. Okay, never mind. We're done.
100%.
Like one more Hulk smash, just one. He gets his butt kicked for the rest of the movie by like everybody, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Well, the funny thing about Hulk is that, as you know, he doesn't get like scared. He gets angry.
Yeah.
And the comic book Hulk, there's no actual like ceiling to his strength. Because he keeps getting more angry and angry, and his strength keeps rising and rising. There's actually no ceiling apparently to the Hulk's strength. So if he's getting beat up by Thanos, he's not getting like upset and like sad and like scared. He's actually getting like, he just gets more furious, right? At least
Yeah.
that's how it should have been.
Yeah.
Or even
We
if you
got,
come back at the end and just throw like one good punch or something, just to like for the fans. I don't know.
Yeah, Hulk,
Come
yeah,
on.
Hulk definitely got the. I don't know if you guys ever watched Star Trek: Next Generation. He definitely got the Worf treatment, where he was just there to show how strong the bad guys are and like get
Worf.
beat up. Yeah, like Worf. Every time there's like whenever the bad guys board the bridge, and they like want to fight, or they want to like Worf always goes up and he gets his butt kicked and like, oh wow, he's strong. He's stronger than a Klingon. And like that kind of felt like the thing where it's like, all right, Thanos is not a pushover. He's stronger than the Hulk, or at least like this iteration of him or whatever. But we do have Sleeping Comics in chat, so did say hello. And yeah, we're actually just talking about your video earlier today, talking about like, hey, are we running out of grails? And like, what's the next thing that kind of happen with comics? I did send you a link to Sleep It if you want to stop by. If not, totally okay if you just want to hang out and chat or lurk.
Actually, I have to buy a box. I have to buy a case for my Sleeping Comics hat. I need to put that in a case soon.
Yeah, and get it graded and then put it in vacuum sealed so air doesn't like contaminate it. Yeah.
Don't wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't wear
Do you have both of them or all three?
I just have the first one. I have a low min of the first one, yeah. Signed by. Actually, I don't know if he was planning to sign him at first, but when Sleepin just mentioned it, I pinged him right away, and I'm like, "Are you planning to sign these? Because that would be amazing." And so I think he signed all of them actually, which I think is a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Sleepin didn't like Weak Hulk either. Lots of people mad at Weak Hulk.
All right.
Spider-Man is strong and superior Spider-Man series. Doc Ock using Peter Pan's body used full force and punched Scorpion's jaw off.
Yeah, that's when he took over in like that whole Superior Spider-Man story, and yeah. No, he's I mean, well, you saw it in the event in the Captain America Civil War when what do you call the Winter Soldier went to go punch him, and he just caught his hand and he goes, "Whoa, you have a metal arm." Like just like full force punch. He just caught his hand and went like metal arm, cool. Like it's like not even slightly. It touched his power, right? So
and the Winter Soldier gave Captain America, like a run for his money, and he's fighting other people that are just as strong in melee combat, and
he's strong.
Teenage Peter Parker is just like, oh wow, that's cool. Like he just grabs it like it's kind of like almost to check it out.
He just like caught it and was like. Well, I wish I could hang out with you guys a little bit more, but he like takes off. That was the best. Yeah, that was a good intro.
Let's see. One of my favorite comic covers is Secret Wars Series 1, issue number 4, with Hulk holding up a massive land. See if I can Google that.
What does that one look like?
I'm gonna Google it right now. See if I can find it.
I can't believe Lethal Protector's at 85 gems.
Yeah,
that's 1,000. That's a 1,000 edition comic book.
Single comic, yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 floor though. Look at the floor on it though. It goes pretty quick.
I still think at any moment there's a lot of people with money on the sidelines, even just regular people, but there's some, sharks and whales and super whales or whatever. I think they're just kind of waiting for kind of the switch of like, okay, here we go, whether it's good news with crypto or whatever, that they're ready to just sweep floors, but they're kind of just being patient right now. So whenever that trigger gets pulled, there's going to be a lot of movement on the market. I think this is one that could go really quickly.
Yeah. Plus Sleepin's like, plus Hulk is immortal.
We're getting into it.
Just that little thing right there.
Yeah, that's why in some ways, like, I don't mind. I like Disney Hulk, but I actually like, was it Sony or whoever did the first Hulk? Yeah. Like, I actually almost like that version better. I think that one, in a lot of ways, is probably more like comic book or just like accurate to his actual power level, where he gets like basically infinitely mad, infinitely strong. He gets bigger and stronger as the fight goes on, and as people are beating him up or as people upset him more. Because it seems like, the power of the Hulk in the Disney movies, he was pretty static the whole time. Sometimes he would kind of get a little bit more angry and like punch a bit harder or whatever. But the old version, I'm trying to remember who it was. But I don't know if it was Sony or whoever like made those first movies, but like he got like progressively bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like, like if it genuinely felt like, dude, this guy is actually unstoppable. Not, if you give him a few punches and a knee in the gut, he kind of falls over, like kind of what happened to Thanos. But
yeah, it's funny. Like Sleeping, it's hilarious in the chat. Yeah, and even in the Old Man Logan series, like they all the villains take over the world. They just like they just leave Hulk alone. He's got like his own like area. They just kind of like leave him alone because he's like, and of course Wolverine can't be really killed either, so they use him to kill everybody. But I mean, like the Hulk's just like got his own territory. He kind of goes kind of nuts, and I mean, like. They just couldn't kill him, right? I mean, Thanos is super powerful, but yeah, it's interesting. I do like the Hulk version in the MCU. He's funny. Like I actually like him. Like, I enjoy it. but it definitely is like not. Yeah, I think that hurt the classic Hulk floor in Veve.
Yeah, that must have done it. Like Disney, I'm sure someone tweeted Disney at one point and be like, dude, I stacked Hulks, you're ruining my floor. It's getting worse. You know,
Come on, Bob Iger. I got 85 Hulks. I need them to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If any of you guys have any drinks, by the way, I have a drink. I'm gonna take one right now. I know Kid Arcade. Some other people are talking about having drinks. If you don't, it's okay. I'm gonna have one right now. So
I'm gonna go get a drink right now. I have a beer in the fridge, an IPA. I usually don't drink, but when I do,
I was gonna say
IPA.
what?
Nice.
what? All right, cool. Yeah.
I was drinking a
I'm
big
gonna go and do it now.
7-Eleven Slurpee last night with you guys. Dude.
I know.
And, I was up till like 2 a.m. because of that. I shouldn't have like drank an entire Slurpee at like 10 at night. I couldn't fall asleep. I was like in the market and stuff, and Veve lying there with my
Sniping
eyes
stuff. Like,
Yeah, I stayed up till 3:15.
mhm.
And then I probably went to bed, and then I had to get up to go work at 7:30.
Oh wow!
Oh, what did you guys get up to something last night though? For real though?
What's that?
Did you guys get up to something last night though? For real? I was teasing you guys about you guys were gonna go out for dinner or go get something.
Oh no, we actually we had.
Did you guys actually go out?
We actually went out. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we were
that's fun.
late, but we went out, and one of Hinano's good friends from high school was visiting, and they're leaving today, so we had to go and hang out with them.
I know what that's all about. Yeah, is that why is that why he's not here right now?
Yeah. no, he went to meet up with them before they leave to go to the airport.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell him for sure that next time we're in a Friday night decon experience, I will do a shot with him. So with you guys.
Yeah, he's looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Although the decon, James, we're not going to be at decon. It doesn't look like. Hey, I mean,
we'll see. They said they haven't announced it yet. All Alex said is that I'm glad he tweeted it out because he basically just said, hey, it's not confirmed yet, so don't rush to buy your tickets tomorrow when decon tickets become available. I mean, I will say this: like the second they say decon tickets are available or like they're going, like I'll definitely buy a ticket. I do want to go.
Is it December though? If it's December, I can't go.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have your vacation, right, with your family?
Yeah, we'll be like, hopefully if that continues, it's all booked and everything. So that's like Mexico. So that's like
I was say
big family.
You're still going to Mexico for is that your guys' usual thing?
Well, it's probably the last one. Age and all sorts of stuff is factoring in. So, but we've been lucky to be able to go down and as a group.
Yep.
And it's always it's in December. So like, last year decon was in November. It was perfect. I could go, no problem. But yeah, I just wouldn't be able to do it. So, there are other things. New York is coming up, and like that's so. Oh my god! I mean, New York.
I mean,
I wish I could.
Just all you need, just go to New York Comic Con, get a ticket, or get a little card from David, sell it on the market. Basically, pay for your whole trip. Dude,
I tried that. Vibes didn't work.
No.
Vibes and I were walking around. We're like, I wonder if we'll get a card this time. I wonder. We're like, trying to keep it all like no worries, whatever. But
yeah. Well, I could have sworn in that interview, which I thought was hilarious, because David used face after that interview with like Randy, because he thought it was like just a recording, and at the end, Randy's like, "Yeah, I need to turn off the live stream," and David's like, "Wait, this is live?" He's like, "Yeah." David's face was just like, oh god. But I could have sworn he mentioned something about how they found like more cards, like more of like the original gold and silver logo cards. I could have sworn I thought he said something like that. I could be wrong.
They found it.
Yeah, they were
just
like,
somewhere. Yeah.
In the laundry.
Yeah. One day he went in to get his keys. He's like, "Holy crap, 10 logos!"
Yeah. Just secretly increase the mints.
That's where I put it.
Yeah, just have a Veve update. Just secretly increase the mints by like 50, and then just like hand a few more out. Like that's all you need to do. Yeah.
Is that a 7 or a 4? Is that a 7 or a 4?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they need to. Awesome. They should have given the people that went to the decon kickoff party the gold and silver logo, right? And then because they did that pretty weird. I feel like I got robbed because I went to the decon party, and for them to drop the logo after they promised it to us was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, and you got the blue one, right?
We got the blue one. Yeah, we got the blue one. But it's the new logo. It's the new logo.
Yeah, you got the blue one, and that was after they released the blue one too, right? Like
That
after it was already like went through like the mint.
Yes.
The
Oh,
waitlist drop, the first
Yes.
waitlist drop came.
Yeah,
and
they
then
got it like
afterwards you guys got airdropped one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they
You
got it like a
didn't get
full
the
month
gold
after
one.
the drop. Yeah, they got it like a full month after the drop, which
Yeah,
is
that's
kind of
crazy.
crazy.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
I got the shirt when I went to decon with you guys. I won the gold and silver
Oh yeah.
shirt. I haven't opened it. It's over here. It's still in the bag.
What?
And it's like an extra large, like the last size they had probably. Wouldn't fit me anyway. But I have a sealed shirt, so I don't have the logo, but I have a sealed shirt. And actually, you know what's really cool is that at what was the last one that went? The San Diego Comic-Con, somebody DM'd me and said that they were going to try to get a card to match like the mint, so like they were trying to like figure out what mint number of the gold and silver logo, but I don't have the gold and silver logo now. But they were saying, hey, I found a card, like, a blank card. Maybe I can get the number written on it and then you could match it up. But I was like, then I would have had the shirt and the logo and the card, but all gained separately at different times. But I don't have the logo anymore, right? So I sold it like a long time ago. I never got one from Veve, right? Of course, but but it would have been funny. I could have like somehow like strung the three together, like, where other people just got the card and got the shirt in one shot. So, but whatever.
I when I went, Randy Chavez actually had 3 logos like on his app, but he could only claim one. So he actually brought 2 other individuals. It was me and someone else. I forgot who the other individual was, but I went up there and I got the shirt and the thing and whatever else. And then I think Randy actually let me keep the shirt and like the little like patch that came with it. And so that had like the number on it. And then someone hit me up on Twitter. I don't think they would care, but I'm not going to say who it was. But they actually hit me up on Twitter and said, hey, I actually bought, the Veve logo off the app. And Randy told me that you own the shirt and the patch. Do you still have it? And I purposely kept it unopened. Like I didn't do anything with it. I'm like, I know at some point, whether it's a month or 2 years, someone's going to come to me and say, hey, I want the matching mint number. And it just happened to be within like 2 weeks after the thing. And so, yeah, they offered me some money for it. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll take that plus whatever the shipping is. The shipping wasn't too bad. And so, mailed it over to them and they got it and they were happy. So I was like, awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
I got a t-shirt signed by David, you and Dan. A white
Nice.
a white Veve t-shirt, the Decon.
Oh,
one day I'm
yeah.
gonna frame it. One day I'm gonna frame it.
Yeah, I still got some. Hold on one sec. I still got some memorabilia too from the event. I saw those like Veve tickets. Remember those Veve tickets they gave us to redeem at the bowling alley for like drinks?
Oh yeah.
I still have those, and then I still have some like Veve sunglasses that are still like in the plastic.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I really think
those.
this whole like I still think there's like that whole like sealed merchandise thing. Like I don't know, it could be a thing. I'm talking like way in the future, right? But
Yes,
I think
so.
I had a couple shirts and I gave them to some family that are on Veve, but like I think that's all I have is just the glasses and those like Veve like tickets, which I still need to put like in a card sleeve or whatever to kind of keep them preserved because they're just kind of out laying about, but they haven't been bent or damaged or anyway. But cool.
So you know what was my big thing from there was I got the DGen Dungeon shirt and NFT, from that event. Like I bought it, right? And then I got the whole team to sign the shirt. I didn't get Frank to sign it. And, of course, Frank passed away, right? So I didn't get him to sign it. I couldn't find him, right? But I had the whole team sign it. And then, then a little bit later, I gave the shirt away as a part of it was a fundraiser. And so I joined a live stream and I gave the shirt away. It was all signed and stuff. And that was such a great shirt. I had that hanging in the closet, right? But I got like the whole Veve team to sign it. So that was a really cool giveaway. I can't remember the fundraiser that I was. It was one of the Veve fam that did it. I have to remember. And then Frank passed away after, that date as well. And that shirt was pretty legendary, right? If I only could have got him to sign it, it would have been like a shirt that had every Veve team member that was at Decon, plus Frank as well. But I didn't get a chance to meet him there. So that would have been pretty legendary.
Guri Singh says, MC, what happened to the logo you got gifted? Did you keep it, sell it? Sleeping was so kind to give this to you. What was the...
I'll keep that to myself.
Okay.
But thanks for asking, man.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah. Sleeping
it's
is the
all good.
go.
It's all good. It's like, it's just, but I'll just, I've told that story enough.
Someone said MC's like an old man. What?
Don't be a dick.
How dare you?
I am. I'm a grumpy old man.
These young crypto kids, everybody's old to them.
Yeah, everyone's impatient.
You're
Everyone's
over 21. Oh, you're old.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey guys,
What's up?
cheers.
Oh, cheer! I gotta pour myself another drink now.
Cheers.
Okay.
Wait,
Cheers.
what are you drinking, D?
This is an organic energy drink. Guru.
Oh, okay. Guru.
Oh, she's gonna be up till 3 a.m. again.
Let's go.
I'm gonna be wired.
Now my collectibles just needs to. Now my
I'm not gonna go
collectibles
to
just needs to
sleep.
go to 7-Eleven and get a slushy or Slurpee, whatever they call
Yeah.
it. You guys have 7-Elevens up there? And is it called a slushy or a Slurpee? What's it
Yeah,
called?
it's a slurp. Yeah, it's a slurp. Yeah,
Slurp.
Slurpee.
Slurp.
It's a Slurpee. It's 7-Eleven. Same thing.
Slurpee. Okay.
Same diff.
Do you ever get those little tornadoes or those little like taquito rollers there, or you just
Oh,
avoid
those are
those?
so good.
Like in their hot food section?
Yeah, like in the little like.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
hot food
they have
section.
them rolling there. Yeah.
I only get them when I'm like really hungover, and I'm like I don't know why I'm here, but I'll get them and I'll eat them.
I like
Nice
their
greasy food.
yeah, I like their wings.
Mhm.
I got some nice spicy wings in there. I
Spicy
love
wings.
it. Pizza, the whole
Yeah.
deal. Yeah, man. Sev, when I was a kid, because I'm such an old man. When I was a kid, I'll tell you guys another story. This will be about 15 minutes. So, when I was a kid,
I was a kid.
long time
VV
ago.
Crypt, whatever. Just settle in here. It's going to be a long night here for sure. So
Yeah,
here we go.
When I shook Abraham Lincoln's hand, and then I
1985.
talked. Yeah.
7-Eleven. I had my quarters lined up on Spy Hunter.
Kid Arcade, you had a question earlier, or you were gonna say something?
No. I was gonna say you guys were talking about decon, and I was so
Yeah.
embarrassed because when I left that weekend, you know how they had a bunch of decon stickers out in the front. I took a whole handful of them, like twice or 3 times, and
Let's go.
Yeah, you.
and I've been putting them. So I've been giving away comics on the channel every Sunday, every week, and I've been including the decon stickers on everybody's package, and everybody is loving them.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Everybody's so
That's
happy
cool.
when they get them. They're like, because now they feel like they were there in a way, right? Like,
Mhm.
and that's why I took them. I was like, oh, I'm gonna give everybody one, and I'm gonna take a bunch for everybody. And yeah, it's been pretty funny and working out.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Sleepy Conic says he's an old man. I don't know about that. Young at heart. Let's just say young at heart. All right, let's do that. Older.
He's older.
Yeah. Mr. Singh said just bought Mulan. These were the card. I was like, wait, we have Mulan on the app, but I forgot there was like the card. These were 300 to 500 gems the years prior. These are going for sub 30, and they love it. Nice.
Just bought Mulan. These were 300 to 500 gems in years prior.
Oh yeah, those are the what are those? Is that like that little card one, that like the little picture one that's like, is it animated? The Mulan one? Like the live action? one where
Yeah,
she's,
let
like,
me
the
pull
little
it up.
card?
I think
Yeah,
it has
those were
music
pretty
too, doesn't
high
it?
before. That is true. That is
No,
pretty
there's 2
true.
cards. I forgot. There's like this Mulan, which is not like the Disney like Mulan, and then there's the actual like card, the one that's like animated. I'm assuming he's talking about the other card, like the original card.
Yeah.
Because that one was really high priced. That whole like Givenchy, or was it? Who did it? No.
Yeah, I think it is, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
the
it?
Rewind Collective. Yeah.
Yeah, Rewind Collective, yeah.
I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think
never
I
actually
lied.
bought those. I never bought those. I never really got into them.
I got into
Yeah.
it for a little bit.
I think when they're, let's just say this, when they were profitable, I was into it. But then when they stopped becoming profitable, then yeah, I had to time out VV Crypt to let him chill out for a sec.
Yeah, what was with that? Why was he saying I suck? Like, what?
I
Like,
don't
who
know.
is that guy?
You suck on Slurpees. You suck on Slurpees.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
I
All
love
things
when
straight.
people think that. I love when people think that that kind of stuff actually bothers people.
When
It's
you're in
good.
control, I'm just like, I don't have time for this, you know. All Things Straight says, "Hey, I'm the old man in here." No, you're not. All Things Straight. I've seen your name before. I know you've hung out in the stream before, and I don't know. Like, and that's the nice thing, right? Like,
It's
Vivi
Doctor
has,
Strange.
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, now I can see the icon.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see the profile picture. Sorry, it's kind of far from where I'm looking. I thought it was.
You gotta put your glasses on, old man.
Hey, what are you talking about? I can see everything just fine. Oh.
Everybody's old here. I don't think there's no kids around.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. There's no
gonna be-
one.
That's gonna be the day whenever we start seeing 12-year-old content creators. That's gonna be when we know, okay, we're heading the right way, right?
Yeah,
Until-
time stop. Actually, yeah, getting older is a good thing because that means you lived longer.
You get wiser,
You
hopefully.
survived. You
That's
survived.
actually
I like that.
actually a good thing.
So even D was wise enough to say that being older doesn't always make you wiser. Like, hopefully you get wiser, but not always, right? It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on your, upbringing and all that. And then, okay, Gert says, I'm 52, older than me. Don't have to state your age. Well,
He
you
was
just
older?
did. So I made you just, I don't know. He said he's 52. I don't know. It's not that old in the grand scheme. And that's the nice thing I like about Veve is like we have people from all age groups and like different perspectives. And so
Yeah.
it's like the funny thing is like doesn't matter if you're 52 or 25 or 75. Like we all like Disney, we all like Star Wars and this and that. Like everyone can kind of get behind the same IPs and we all like the same stuff. So it's like no matter your background or where you're from or whatever, it's like I could go up to my collectibles and even though he's a little bit older. He's from Canada, and like we could think of all these differences. But it's like we both like X-Men. We could talk about Wolverine and Spider-Man like all day. I could talk to Kid Arcade about X-Men all day. Doesn't matter. D1 and only I could talk about Wonder Woman or whatever else you like. Yeah, like all day.
And we all get the same references, right? I mean, we all grew up watching the X-Men animated in the 90s. We've all experienced the ice cream trucks.
Oh,
Did
no.
you guys experience ice cream trucks?
Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
Okay.
I remember getting the Ninja Turtles like ice cream thing. Yeah, the little weird gumballs for the eyes.
Yes. Well, my ice cream man in my neighborhood, he actually had X-Men cards. That's how I started collecting X-Men cards. 'Cause,
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, he came around with packages, and I lived in in LA, but it was Koreatown area. So I think the ice cream picked up game that the Korean kids like Pokemon cards and baseball cards, and they actually had all that stuff. So I was privileged in that sense. X-Men.
Yeah. Did you guys ever get those cards with like the X-Men or like different Marvel characters and you would flip it on the back and it would say like energy, power, and
Yes,
like defense?
yes.
They had like all these like
Yeah.
levels to them and stuff like that. Pixel Trader or D, did you guys ever have those? Was like
No.
cards?
Yep.
No.
And you'd compare them, right? I'm like, what? This person's too high or this is too low? Because I think it only went to, was it 7?
Yeah, let's see if I
so
can
you
find
kinda
those.
compare them.
Or wait, does Kid Arcade have them?
Looks like Arcade's got some.
How,
Yeah,
how do I
this-
put them on the? Let me
You can
see.
buy them in bundles on eBay. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
Do I do it this way with him? There we
Yeah,
go.
there you
There
go.
we go.
Green, you got
Oh.
the stats in the back,
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, it's green screen,
that's
so you can't
cool.
see it, but it has a
Okay,
chart.
that's fine.
No.
And it gives you
can
the
see.
powers.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
awesome.
And
That's
you used to
cool.
be able to play a game with these, right? That's what I remember doing with my friends.
Mhm.
So let's pull up one more. Storm.
Storm. Okay.
Oh,
And
nice.
Oh, that's
it has her
pretty
stats
badass.
in the back.
Yeah, I'm sure her energy or like her mental powers are super high.
Yeah, her
Energy
energy is
projection.
actually 1. So she's not really good energy protector, but her mental powers are a 7.
Yeah.
So you were put her up against like Professor X or Magneto
Okay.
or something like that. But
Cool.
yeah, I have like
That's
the
cool.
whole set of the cards.
Wow.
I really love
Yeah.
X-Men. So X-Men is
Yeah,
my
I used to
babe.
have I used to have a binder similarly to that. Not obviously not the exact same cards. I used to have a binder with just a bunch of just random stuff and cards and things in them for like a long time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome, man. That's a nice set right there.
yeah. The ice cream man, we were spoiled. My ice cream man had Pogs. We'd be able to buy Pogs and
Ooh.
Slammers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had gift bags to where he would put a bunch of different things in one bag. I think it was like $10, and you get a pack of cards, some bubble gum, and a toy. And he would just do stuff like that for the neighborhood. So it was
You were
one
an
of
early
those fun
collector.
ones.
Cool.
he
Yeah,
was a
you're an
collector.
early collector.
Dang.
That's cool, dude. You had a 1 in a million ice cream truck guy. He was like
Yeah.
a card. It's like a card shop or like a hobby shop plus an ice cream truck like at the
Yeah.
same time. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
All in one. Ours
Yeah.
wasn't that cool.
It's funny you mentioned that, Kid Arcade, because the last couple Halloweens, what I just did for fun, and I would unbox stuff and just give out the cards, like Pokemon or whatever, and you will instantly become the coolest house on the block if you give out cards or toy, any kind of little thing like that. The kids just lose their minds, and they pick and shuffle through all these cards and, pick a candy, and they love that stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Another
So-
thing that sorry about that, Vibes.
I was just saying, what's up to VV Wheels? I think he might have been in the chat for a while, but I just want to say what's up to him. I know he's been in the chat, hanging out my streams a lot recently. So what's up?
Wheels.
Hi,
Something.
BB Wheels.
I think I'm spoiled because I didn't realize that nobody had that ice cream man experience. Something else that we had in LA, the police, the LAPD used to drive around the schools, and if they saw the kids out, they would park and pull up their trunk, and it was full of Dodger cards. So they would give out cards, baseball cards,
Wow.
everywhere, like schools, at the parks. It was something that they did for a long time. They were really connected to the Dodgers and really promoting the Dodgers during that time. So that's something else that I don't know if you guys experienced that in your city, but we had that going on too. So every kid had baseball cards, like Dodger cards, Jose Canseco, all that stuff.
That's
Cool
really
stuff.
cool.
Nice.
Guess there's
Yeah,
an
not
Ice
up
Cream
here.
Man comic. I don't know.
The Ice Cream Man's probably on Veve. You just don't know his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, man. I never had that. My ice cream man just drove down the street, ding, ding, ding,
And
then
took our
left.
money. Yeah.
I mean, he
That
took
is
our money
awesome.
too. He was making money at our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart guy for sure. So you're in Vegas now, right? Arcade?
I'm in Vegas now. I've been here 10 years.
Wow, man. Yeah, because when I went down there, because I was just there like a week ago, with the
I
fam and the
know.
kids and everything. And I got some messages I didn't know that you were actually in Vegas.
Yeah, my backyard. I can see the casinos from my backyard. I'm so close to the strip.
No way. That is
yeah,
awesome.
I'm like right in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was down with my family and kids and another family. We just walked around. It was fun. I didn't get a chance to gamble or anything like that at all, but it was fun. We just walked around.
Yeah. I never got that. I don't gamble. I don't drink, so I stay away from the casinos unless I'm working the casinos because I usually do art shows and stuff like that. My girl's a DJ, so she usually DJs in there. So sometimes I go and hang out with her and visit her. But yeah, I stay away from the strip for the most part. Even though I live so close to it, I just never go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I got a family in Vegas, and they talk to me a lot about just like there's a lot of other things to do other than the strip. People think Vegas, they always just think about the strip, but there's there's surrounding cities like Henderson. There's other things. There's a lot of outdoor stuff you could do as well. A lot of other cool things, and against I guess common belief where like it's gonna get a little not PG-13 here, but like the whole concept like prostitution, all that. It's like it's actually not legal in Vegas, but there's like other areas like around like Nevada where it is, and so there's a lot of misconceptions about just like people get in trouble, especially like from other countries or even other states that come to Vegas. They think certain things work a certain way and they just don't, or there's a lot of scams in Vegas where people get caught up in certain things and they're just like, oh, if I just do this, or I think a classic one is like when you take a picture on the strip with those like girls with those like big feathery like outfits and like headdresses and whatever, they'll like stand in a circle and like get you to take a picture with them. And you'll ask for their camera back and they'll be like, okay, yeah, but it's $50 each. Like each lady, you need to pay her $50 to like get your like stuff back or whatever. It's like, it's just kind of obscure. It's just one of those things where they almost just try to like,
extortion.
Yeah, extortion in a weird way. So it's like, you kind of have to be careful out in Vegas in some ways.
I'll give you the biggest hack if you ever come to Vegas. I'll give you the biggest hack. If you ever Uber to, let's say, a big restaurant or a strip club, you never want to get dropped off in the front. You always want to get dropped off a block away, 2 blocks away, and then walk the rest of the way, because when they see you getting off an Uber, they're paying Uber a fee for bringing you there, so they'll charge you like almost double. Anywhere you go. So you might want to just like, and they usually do that because they got deals going on with the taxis and the casino. So they'll bring you directly to the front and, they'll give themselves a signal and they'll break each other off. So another one too, you could drink for free anywhere. As long as you put $100 in the machine, they'll keep bringing you drinks all night. So that's the best way to not pay for drinks out here. The casinos take good care of you if you're gambling.
doubt.
So if you just put 100, don't gamble. Just sit there on your phone and they'll just keep bringing you drinks out.
I see my collectibles taking notes right now. Like, man, next time
His eyes are getting big. Really?
I'll take a slurp. Yeah. I'll take a slurp with a little bit of a little bit of tequila in there. Or
next time I'm in town.
Yeah.
That was my 4th time down, but the first time with like fam. The other times I was not with kids.
Yeah, that's always fun.
That's cool. I didn't know
don't
that.
need to know the
Those are
details
good
of
tips.
my collectibles.
So where did you go, my collectibles?
Yeah, we went to the Excalibur,
Oh, that's good.
and it's a good price. It's right at the spot. We just walked around. It was awesome.
Nice,
It was
nice.
super fun. Yeah, they'd never seen it before, so we just went to all the hotels, walked around for like 4 days, and the weather was like I know you said it was raining the last couple of days. I was watching your stream earlier. That's weird, right? It did that a few times. It was actually, you know, I went in the summer one time a bunch of years ago, and it was like 40. Like I couldn't even go outside. Like I was walking, you know, I was like, whoa, because you know I'm from Canada, right? So it was a bit tough, but this time it was good. So we just walked around everywhere. It was fun.
Nice, nice. Yeah, it could get hot out here and cold.
Yeah, right.
But very hot.
And you guys, so I saw a picture of or a live of like the link, and there was like floodwaters coming out the bottom of
the
it.
link is bad. The link is bad because they got underground parking. The Harrah's, any casino that has underground parking, it's usually on the left side of the strip. They usually get clogged up, and you'll get stuck there. Sometimes people will miss their flights. Their cars get stuck. It happened this weekend. It happened today. It's been really raining a lot. So yeah, cars get stuck. There's no sewer system here. So there's no water to escape anywhere. The water just stays on above concrete. You know, so.
Yeah, like when it rained when we were there, because it poured while we were inside one time. We were like, I think one of the hotels we were walking around in for like 2 hours. We came out and it had rained like a lot. And we were like, whoa, what happened? Right. And there was giant puddles, right? Like on like the bridges and stuff, because there's no like drains.
There's no drains.
And for me up here, I mean, it rains all the time on the West Coast. So there's drains everywhere, right? So like there's huge puddles. Everyone was like, I could tell. I was like, well, they do not do rain here.
No, it rains like twice a year. This year it rained the most. Actually, I was talking about it with my girl. We were like, why is it raining so much this year? Like summer didn't last that long. Yeah. So it's different.
Yeah.
Wow. No sewers.
Yeah. No sewers.
Yeah, there was someone. Veve Wills was asking if there's anybody in SoCal. I don't think anyone here, obviously. I mean, you got Canada, Hawaii, Vegas. I'm in Phoenix, and then
I'm from LA, so I'm from Southern California. But
yeah, I was gonna say you're from LA, but you moved to Vegas. Sounds like 10 years ago, roughly. And then, cool. And then Malith. I'm not gonna try and pronounce your last name, but you're from Temecula. I'm familiar with I'm not from SoCal. I'm from NorCal, but I'm somewhat familiar with like SoCal. I've drove over to SoCal a couple times from Phoenix. So
Bel Air? Did you say Bel Air?
No, from NorCal. Like I'm from Northern California, where we say hella and other stuff. I don't know. Definitely, like California is so large. Like definitely the cultural differences, like North and South, like so sports and the way you talk and just a lot of other things is like pretty different. It really, in my opinion, it should be just two states. In my opinion, it's like way too big for like it to just be one state. I don't know how or whatever they need to do, but like they need to find a way to like make it a bit easier to manage. Like,
well, we were going to drive down. My original plan was to drive down along, down the West Coast. And then go to Disneyland and just check out LA. Just really spend one day in Disneyland, but the rest of the time just go around looking at LA. Right when that the hurricane whatever was coming through, we didn't like that. That came after we had already planned, but we decided to let's just do the Vegas thing this year instead and fly to Vegas, right? And so it was like all happening on the weekend right before we were flying, and we would have been right in LA that whole time. So it wouldn't have been like life-threatening or anything, but it would have been a downer because we wanted to go to the beach, wanted to go like walk around, all that kind of stuff. And it would have been right when like Hurricane Hillary was going on. I mean, it would have been so it's lucky we went to Vegas. Just the morning we got to Vegas was Monday morning of like last week. So that's when it kind of stopped, right? For us, it's when we noticed we landed and it was like getting really sunny. So we kind of lucked out.
Yeah. Hey, D, have you had anybody in the Veve fam come visit like you and He Nano like specifically, or like other people like visiting Hawaii, like, hey, can we link up or whatever?
Not specifically us, but I know last year, Dino, he came down. Oh no, whenever it was, he came down and he actually met with another Veve
nice
guy from here, from our island, and they he took them around and showed them around and stuff. But we were working at the time, so we couldn't break away to go hang out with them.
Yeah. Dino is the poster child of Veve. That's what I heard. The Veve fan.
But if you guys ever do come down and hit us up.
Yeah, no, I do want to go to Hawaii at some point. I think it'd be awesome to somehow schedule a time where we can get a lot of the Veve fam to go there for like, a week or an extended weekend or whatever. We all just kind of hang out and, and especially all the stuff that's happened in Hawaii, obviously having tourists would help a ton. Because I haven't seen it, but I don't know if it was my roommate or a friend. There's a YouTube channel don't know if it's called like disaster vacation or whatever, but this guy, what he does specifically is he goes to these places that, recently had some sort of natural disaster or something happen, because obviously, one, it's very cheap, and two, he also wants to support the local people. Like, why not go there and help them in however way you can, but also have a bit of fun at the same time. So it's kind of nice that he's doing that, but also like, hey, you can enjoy some vacation time on the cheap, and then also help the locals and have a bit of fun too at the same time. So I wouldn't be able to do it anytime like soon, but at some point it'd be kind of cool to visit the fam in Hawaii. There's a lot of Veve fam in Hawaii. I'm kind of surprised. I know of at least 6 or 7 of you guys that live in Hawaii. It's kind of surprising.
Yeah, from the same island as us, and then from Oahu, where the capital is. So I don't know. We can all meet in Honolulu, in Oahu, and have a meetup there.
Yeah. Is it kind of inconvenient for you guys to like hop over an island or a couple islands, or is it pretty easy?
Not really inconvenient. It's just, well, I guess in like finding the time to actually do it, and like what would we be doing there? I mean, it would be cool to like just go and hang out, but it's like, well, we got to work too.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it like a day thing where you can go and come back in one day, or is it like, if we go, we might as well just stay the night?
I guess it kind of depends what you want to do. I mean, people do just fly there for like, if there's like an emergency job, for example, they'll go there, do the job, and then come back. Because the flight like from here to Oahu is like 45 minutes. So it's not.
That's a
like,
trip. That's a long
bad.
trip though. I mean, it's kind of long enough for you to just fly in and might as well just stay the night.
Yeah.
It's like driving. It's like flying to LA. You're not gonna fly to LA and come back to Vegas. It's like you might as well just stay the night.
Yeah. I gotta make it to Vegas.
Oh, party at Dee's house. Basically, what Dee is saying that we can just party at her house.
Yes,
party,
we can.
Party and a potluck. You gotta bring food.
And then we'll go to the beach, which is only 15 minutes away.
I could do the Wreck-It Ralph dance.
Is that Fix It Felix one? I like that one. Yeah, I dig it.
What's his
James,
name?
I gotta get going now because we're watching Harry Potter 8 tonight.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know why we're just watching it. So
That's
sounds
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And by the way,
Time.
before I go though, can you go to Twitter and check Alex G on Twitter?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna bring it up on screen because this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. But check this out. So
for him or us.
I giggled earlier about something that.
Is it the photo? Is it the? Or let me see here.
Yeah. It's yeah. I want everyone to participate.
Whoa, what is that? Who is that? Alex?
No. Whoops. Wrong thing.
Grogu and Groot.
Grogu. Yeah. Is this it? Right.
Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah. So you gotta scroll down.
Somebody photoshopped my collectibles onto his shirt.
Oh
my god!
Oh,
Grogu!
Oh, that's awesome.
There it is.
I want one of those.
That is too
You
funny.
gotta scroll down one more though. Scroll down one more. Because
Oh.
and now go down one more after they mic.
Okay, hold on.
Alex,
Oh, there we go. Both of them. Let's go.
Fan.
I'll leave it with that, you guys. Like, it's great to talk to you. Pixel Trader, make sure you on Discord there. If you list that comic that you wanted the giveaway there, if you're still listening, then list it up and I'll get it from you tonight.
Okay, thanks. I'll ping you back on there.
Yeah, just anytime. Just let me know when it's there and I'll just grab it from you. And then you got some stuff to play with. So that's
all
good.
right. Yeah, thanks for the rewards, of course.
Yeah, for sure. And James, thanks, buddy. And D and Kid Arcade, we'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, it was
Thanks,
fun.
Thanks for stopping by.
Have
Appreciate
a fun
it.
time with your family.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch a movie. Maybe get a Slurpee.
Do it.
Slurpee
Stay up till 2 a.m. Sounds like a good time.
I'll
We'll
see you
in the market. Yeah.
We'll see you on the drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys.
There you go.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
That was pretty funny. That stuff. So, quick question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're gonna go visit Kid Arcade in Vegas, and you have to you have to get a tattoo. You go into his tattoo shop, and you have to get a tattoo. What are you getting a tattoo of? Pixel Trader, you go first.
Oh, geez.
And you have to get a tattoo, or unless unless you know one off the top of your head, D, that you want to get like a tattoo.
I do, but he can go first.
Okay, Pixel Trader.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do a throwback. Because wasn't there a group of people that got the Omi tattoo, like the original long time ago?
Uh-huh.
All right, I wouldn't do that. I don't know.
Right.
Actually, I think about it. If I was like super jacked, like a wrestler, that's when tattoos look really cool. Like you got like the shoulder tats and stuff. But oh man, I don't know. I would probably just do something simple, like family members' names or something simple like that, or some kind of cool tribal. I'd have to find some meaning for it, not just throw something on there because you forced me
I
to.
thought you would get the
Yeah.
like Juggernaut like red armbands like there and there, like because Juggernaut has like the armbands like at his upper bicep and then like his like upper forearm or whatever. I thought you would get those. Like, why not?
Good tattoo like the Wolverine, like the little slots on each top of your wrists where they come out, like the retracted.
Oh,
You can do that too.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Kid Arcade, have you ever done a tattoo where you're like doing it and you're like, oof, this is not necessarily gonna look bad, but it's like, you ever had doubts when you're doing a tattoo on like certain body types? You're like, bro, this is not gonna look good in a couple of years on you.
Well, the thing is, I don't think, as far as the application goes, I don't think that I've done a bad tattoo to where, oh, that's a bad placement and it's gonna look horrible. But as far as concept, sometimes I've questioned somebody's concept of a tattoo. But I don't think it's a bad tattoo. I think that every tattoo just means something different to somebody. So a tattoo that it means a lot to me might be something dumb to you, right? Like the Veve logo. Somebody might look at that and be like, oh, that's horrible. So there is no dumb tattoo in my opinion. That's a really tough one for me. I have tattooed the bottom foot of somebody, like literally the bottom of the foot, and I thought that was stupid because it's gonna it's gonna erase. It's not gonna last long.
Okay.
Anything in the hand is very vulnerable. It's gonna fall off. So I think that maybe that one I would try to talk them out of it, but for the most part, no, I think every tattoo is a good idea. Shout outs to OG Vault in the building.
Yeah, I was gonna say OG Vault.
He's the only one that has that came to Vegas to get tattooed by me. So shout outs to Vault.
He did that a little after. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, OG Vault, if you want to come on the stream, dude. I'm gonna be streaming for a bit longer, so if you just hit me up on Twitter, I'll send you a link, or actually, if I can find you, I'll send you a link.
Bring him on.
If you want.
Bring him on.
Obviously, you don't have to.
He has to now.
We gotta grill him about why he hasn't been live streaming in the mornings. Come on, Vault, talk to us. Come on, Vault.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm kind of struggling to find his name. Oh well. Yeah, if you want to come on, just shoot me a private message and I'll send you a link. No, I honestly, like, if I do get I don't have any tattoos right now, but if I did get my first tattoo and I wanted to get one, I would definitely go to you, Kid Arcade, because I know I would want to get something. So part of me, because I know tattoos in general just aren't cheap, depending on how much coverage you do and colors and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know why, but like I definitely want like a sleeve, like long term, I'm thinking like a sleeve. And I want to have like Wolverine on there. I'm like a huge nerd, so I want like Wolverine, but also some sort of like galaxy thing going on with like the USS like Enterprise, and then like maybe Gandalf is like fucking hitting something. Like I'm a big like sci-fi, but also like fantasy nerd, and also like sci-fi. Like I like a bit of everything, so it's like I don't know exactly. There's a piece of art that I saw of Wolverine when I was like a little kid, and I just fell in love with it. I just cannot find it for the life of me. I don't know if it's from a comic cover or from a piece.
Frank Miller. It had
probably.
to be. It had to be.
Probably, but there was something with like Wolverine's like eyes was like white, and he had the the classic outfit, and he had like his mouth was open like yelling, but there's like something like connecting his mouth. There's almost like a piece of like spit or whatever, like connecting his two teeth, and it's just like that artwork, just like so, just like primal and just yelling, and I'm just like, I want that tattoo. Like that image is like burned in my head. I cannot find the picture again, but if I do, I would use that as a reference like for my tattoo and be like, I want this. And I think I want to stick with just black and white. I don't really care for color. I don't know, maybe you could convince me, but I want to keep it like black and white.
Good.
That's it.
Yeah, if I was to get a Veve tattoo, I don't think I would get a Veve logo, but I'll get a blind box. A little black box with the question mark. That's something that I could deal with. I could rock with that. I would
get the little market closed icon. It's like a little shop. Says market closed. Like, market's closed.
Pending.
Or pending how about the rejected wait list where you can get a wait list. It's like
yeah, or Yeah, or whatever the thing is when you try to buy something, it says like almost or like it just sold or whatever it is. Like when you try to buy something or you're trying to snipe it and someone else gets it first, you're like, whatever that text
just
is.
missed it. Yeah. Or,
Yeah, that's it. You just missed it. I'm like, dude, come on.
The error code. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Oh, how about the guy when you open the app, you see the guy with the black mustache, the handlebar mustache in the beginning of the app. You never seen it? He has like a striped T-shirt. He's like a muscle man, and like right when you open the app, it'll be like a picture, and it'll say whatever it'll say, but it'll be a picture of a guy with a mustache. You never seen it?
I think it's
Like an
is it a
emoji.
black and white series thing?
No, it's not even a collectible. It's just
a picture.
It's just a picture of this guy with a mustache. He's like an emoji looking character, and he's in the beginning of the app. Let me see if I could just open the app right now and catch him slipping.
I think the first one I saw was the dinosaur, like when I used to open up the original app.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the Rugrats dinosaur thing.
Yeah, and there's also this tent. Like you never seen the tent, and there's like
I've seen the tent. Yeah.
Okay, it's something like that. It's a guy with a mustache. He comes out.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
Oh, you have it, D.
Kind of like that guy.
Yes. I want him as a collectible.
With no face, just the mustache.
Yeah, just the mustache.
He's wearing black and white shirt. He's probably like a burglar.
A pirate,
he's
right?
stealing
He's like
your
a bot.
money.
He's stealing my money. Give my money back. Lethal Protector. I'm gonna go get another one. I got 5 of those comics, and
nice.
I overpaid for mine. Way overpaid for mine.
Did you get any on the drop? Were you around when they announced it? Like
no. I was so. You know what's funny? I was in the McFarlane Discord when I saw the announcement. Somebody DM me, "Hey, there's a drop right now," and I saw the message, and I thought it was a McFarlane secret drop because they kept saying McFarlane. So I was all over the McFarlane platform looking for it. Nothing was going on, and by the time I looked at the Veve app, it was sold out. So I paid maybe like around $160 for all of mine. I know, horrible. Make some noise for me. Yeah.
I think it's sold out. I got one, but I think it sold out within about a minute or two. It was pretty fast. Considering it was like a secret release, like it spread pretty quickly on Twitter and then it was gone.
Yeah, it was a secret.
All right, Pixel Trader. The question that we all want to know is, did you sell it or did you keep it?
I got mine. I still have it.
Nice.
I sold mine.
Yeah, because how much was it? Was it 7 gems or 15 or what was the price again, or 10?
I think it was just 7.
Okay, 7. Yeah.
7 I think it was just a regular drop comic.
Nice.
And I was on the front page and I went there and I was like, what is this? And then by the time I just clicked buy and I'm like, I'm not going to get this for sure.
Yeah.
And it looked like I think it was, did it get a little over 200 at one point? I think it was like
it was right there at 200.
Or 199. Yeah, something like that at its peak. But it's from what I've heard, I didn't learn about the comic till after. It's an extremely popular comic in real life, I guess. Like kind of has a strong cult following, and it's a really iconic cover. Venom's got a lot of those. It seems like really iconic cover variants.
Yes, I know that Green Goblin is his iconic like nemesis, but to me, it's Venom. Like if I see Venom against Spider-Man, that's the most iconic it can get. And yeah, when I saw it on the app, I saw it like 10 minutes after it sold out. I couldn't believe my eyes, man. My heart fell. I looked at Lethal Protector. I was like, there's no way they have this on the app now. So I had to get a few of them that day, and I should have waited. Make some noise for me.
But the thing is, if it pumped, then you'd be like, oh, I should have got some. Right? Say it was like 300 right now. You're like, I'm such an idiot, man. I could have got. So
there's only 1,000 of them. There's only 1,000 of them, which is crazy.
I would assume, there's 1,000. A good chunk of people are holding. A decent chunk of people are stacking. So once you kind of get through these floors, I mean, the market sentiment's still not great, but you kind of have to flesh out the people who want it on a drop, right?
You do got to shake the tree a little bit, right?
Yeah. I've always thought Venom. I agree. I always thought Venom was like his, like the art. I know Green Goblin's like the classic one, but like Venom is like the complete antithesis of like Spider-Man. He's all about just like anger, unrestrained, just power. Basically just evil in a lot of ways, and he just wants to actually like harm people and all that stuff. And he's all about power and all that. And Spider-Man's like the complete opposite. It's about like love, restraint, responsibility, like all these things. And so it's like, he's just the complete antithesis of like Spider-Man, which always made it like pretty compelling. And so it's like the fight is just more than just the fight itself. It's like on a deeper level. And even when Peter Parker got tempted by the symbiote and then took on the black suit, he even took on some of those like personality traits that he didn't have or that he didn't like about himself, and had to like do away with it in a way. So that's why I've always liked Venom, and he always looked, dude, so intimidating. And dude, the art when they did like in the comics where he's like not yellow, but like blue and red. Like when I watch like those like classic comics of not comics, but like classic like cartoons of like Venom. If I can find it here.
They've done a pretty good job of keeping him consistent. Like as far as I've seen, he's always jacked. He always looks crazy. He's always got the mean like they've always kind of portrayed him the same as like this large, powerful, like, you know, like you said, alternate version of Spider-Man, where he's got the powers and the symbiote, but he's like the crazy, scary psycho version.
Yeah, like this is Venom. Like, and it's crazy when you see him. And like, I loved the
love that
blue and red, like highlights, or at least like the shading and stuff. And like, he's just so much bigger. He's literally 2.5 times the size of like Spider-Man. Like whenever they're fighting, and you know, you can just see how he's like how much bigger he is than
That's iconic Spider-Man right there, man. Oh,
like this look right there, like that.
There's also a comic book. I'm not Spider-Man 347. I think it's 347. Spider-Man 347, and it's a cover of Venom holding a skull, and Spider-Man's mask is, I think it's 347. Oh, it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh
good
my
call.
goodness. I love that comic book. And it's only like $10 on eBay, so shout outs to eBay.
Yeah, I saw it at a local comic shop, and I saw it. I'm like, bro, that is vicious. That like cover, like that is nuts. And that's one of the things I saw about for some reason I got on like a binge watching spree of like Todd McFarlane, just like interviews and just him talking about Venom. And he said, I remember him saying like he hated how a lot of monsters always had like perfectly sharp teeth and they're all in a row and all that stuff. He's like, no, like Venom is just feral, like almost like a monstrosity, where it's just like the teeth are jagged, they're pointing in different directions, or different lengths, or different stuff. Like, and so this definitely like more resembles that rather than some other Venom like iterations where it's like it's all perfectly straight and blah blah. But yeah, dude, that cover is awesome.
This cover is magical.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that. I mean, it just doesn't get any better, right?
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lethal Protector is this good though. This is like almost as good as Lethal Protector as far as visually, right? I think that in the future, and this is what's dope about Veve. Veve is creating a whole new generation of comic book collectors. Sometimes we like to think that the comic book collectors are coming to Veve. Some won't, because comic book collectors are really stuck on the physicals. But we're creating a whole new generation of comic book collectors, and a lot of people are going to collect just because of how cool the cover looks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dope cover right there, man. Look at that.
Yeah, that is an awesome cover.
Man,
do you have some visualized for you guys here? Do you have some ideas like what rooms or what things you're going to build with comics in particular, or your collectibles in the Veveverse? I'm assuming I'll have access, within 6 months, a year or something. But you're going to be able to play in there before you know it. You're going to have access.
Yeah, the Veveverse, the whole Veveverse situation. What I really hope for is for them to create a reason for us to go in there besides us just showing off collectibles to each other.
Yeah.
Like maybe we can earn NCP points by going into the Veveverse, but maybe if you're able to go for drops in the Veveverse, or if there's they have to give us, because I don't know if most people are just gonna go spend time in the Veveverse and build out a whole space. If they haven't done it on Spatial yet, I don't know if they're just gonna jump up and do it now, unless there was a reason for them to do it. So I mean, all of our friends are gonna be in the Veveverse, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So maybe that's enough of a reason for us to go and hang out in the Veveverse, but they would need some type of maybe spaces. There's a lot of Twitter spaces that go on that are surrounding Veve. Maybe if they can figure out a way that we can do that in the Veveverse, so people don't have to do the spaces on Twitter. They could just do them there. Maybe some social aspect to it. I don't know, but yeah.
I agree. I mean, I think what was I gonna say? Right now, I'm trying to remember the numbers for like Spatial and some of the other metaverses. I mean, they're very, very low.
Right.
Player count, even at their peak, like unless there's an event with like Snoop Dogg, like there's nobody in there. But I remember thinking like even if just like a small percentage of the people who do Twitter Spaces or the Veve fam went in there occasionally, we'd have like the #1 metaverse like instantly with just like a couple thousand people, and that's just us casually jumping in and out. But yeah, I agree that there needs to be some reasons, and I think the community might be the ones to find the best ways to engage people, whether it's like you said, spaces or events. Maybe you can play drops in the Veveverse, right? And there's some kind of animation or who knows, a special room or something. Ways for us to get in there besides, just come visit my house and then leave or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the nice thing about virtual is that the ideas and the possibilities are kind of almost endless, right? So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to someone who makes an amazing room of like all Silver Age, like the whole room is just Silver Age comics with like amazing lighting, and then another room's like all vehicles all decked out with amazing lighting, and then obviously there's going to be Golden Moments room, and like each room like is specialized to show off something. It's going to be an experience in itself, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited for the comics.
I think one of the trippiest rooms you could do is a room that's full of, it's almost like a mural. I could totally see someone doing like a mural made up of Veve comics with like, they shrink them down so small that it's like a, small enough to make up a color. And then you can like make a whole mural of someone's face or like of another another comic or whatever it is. But dude, I still think to this day, Silver Surfer Black, like I think that has the coolest looking covers from like,
I agree.
From like common all the way to secret rare, just like the colors, the arrangement. Like I love the rare with the reflection of the Fantastic Four, the uncommon colors, the ultra rare. I think that ultra rare is probably one of the most
that's my favorite aesthetically
pleasing ultra rares like on Veve. Like just this cover,
cool.
I'm just like,
that's cool.
I like that one a lot. I did want to shout out real quick. I'll put myself on the kind of main screen here. Let's see. The Uncommon Podcast, they were nice enough to give me some gifts, and I totally forgot to shout you guys out. I got this a couple of days ago, but you guys gave me like a bunch of cool comics for being on your stream last time. So I talked about Dungeons and Dragons, and so they gave me some like kind of cool Dungeons and Dragons looking comics. I have to actually like open these up and check these out, but this is from Saturday Morning Adventures. I don't know. I didn't even know Dungeons and Dragons had like a comic or kind of any printed stuff. That's and then, of course, there's like Star Trek. There's like a Star Trek thing with like Picard and Captain Sisko and all these people and stuff, which is super cool. And then it's like Marvel Saga.
Nice.
Official history of the Marvel Universe with Professor X, Magneto, Cyclops, like all that stuff. And then this one, which Return of Longshot. I don't know, but it has X-Men on the cover, so I like it. Two more. It's like X-Men Prime, I think. This one's kind of hard to see. It's a holographic. It has Wolverine on it, Bishop, Storm. Like that one's like kind of a cool cover. And so yeah, he and Anno give me all these. And then of course, last but not least, we got Spider-Man. I think that's it's Spider-Boy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's super cool. So again, thank you so much, D and he and Anno for giving me those.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for coming on.
I meant to send you guys a tweet or put it up on Twitter or whatever. Like, thank you. That happened like a couple of days ago. This was just like a super busy week.
Oh, no worries. We never expect anyone to like acknowledge us. Like seriously, that's not why we do it.
and dude, those cookies and those like chocolates with the those were so good. I ate the whole thing of chocolate, whatever cookies, and then there was like the coconut ones. The coconut ones were really good. Wow. And then the chocolate covered. It's not cashews, macadamia nuts. Those were really good. I shared them with my roommate, and my roommate's like, he's like, those are really good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I actually had the honors of also getting a package a few months ago. Man, the best package. Comic books, chocolates, cookies. It was good for a week. I was every day.
Cookies, yeah.
Cookies. Me
cookies.
Cookie Monster, we got him.
I was going to say, like, speaking of Cookie Monster, what's he doing right now? 37 gems?
Disrespectful.
I don't even have one.
Neither do I. I mean, most people don't. I mean, that's why he's not sold out. And there's how many left on the market, or how many unsold? Not even half sold. I think roughly about a third sold. 3,500.
They did a good job with that one, though. The animation's pretty good. I was like, how are they going to do this? Are they going to make it like realistic or cartoony? But like,
the animation.
Everyone, the sound is on. The animation is good. It looks exactly. I mean, it kind of looks like a kid's toy, but that's kind of the theme. So I mean, overall, I think they nailed it. The mints and stuff and the price is a different story, but it's a good looking collectible.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
But if we get like sound and all that stuff, like
Yeah, it's besides Iron Man, this is probably second best. Really.
We need Big Bird airdrop.
Oh my god! You know what? We're taking it for granted right now. It's a lot of additions today, but in a few years, when we get the people that we expect in here, we're gonna go back in time and wish we just stacked up on this because boy. Sesame Street, and it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's really good. It's animated. He has got his voice. He actually eats the cookies individually. It's not like a weird clipped animation where like the cookies disappear and he's like just like, grabbing, like as he's actually grabbing like each individual cookie and like feeding himself. So it's a cool little collectible. Like in order for me to buy it, it'd probably just be more of like a fun like meme thing, you know, where it's like, all right, you have like a kitchen in your Veveverse and he's like in there like cooking stuff or doing whatever. For me,
I might pick it up for that.
Yeah, for me to buy it,
make like videos with it, like you said, like an AR.
Yeah, he would have to go like below 20 gems, which I don't want to say would ever happen, but he would have to get pretty cheap for me to be like, all right, I'll buy it. Like
15 gems. 15
gems seems more.
Yeah.
At 20 gems, I'm like, I could buy 10 $2 comics for that much, you know? And that's, have you guys ever gotten to the point now where like, whenever you look at the value of stuff in real life, like you're going to like get a coffee and it's like $7 or $8 and you're like, I could buy four common comics for that.
Yeah.
Do I really need this coffee? Or could I just buy some
like the
X-Men
Folgers,
comics?
McDonald's, just get the cheap McDonald's coffee, like 99 cents.
Like, do I really need that, or could I just get a couple of X-Men comics?
Whenever I have dinner, I always look at them like, oh, that was 3 Woodies. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I just ate a mighty Doom tonight with my girl. It's okay. We could have got a Todd for tonight's dinner.
That's an expensive dinner.
That's an expensive. We actually had a dinner like that a few months ago. We just went to the Bellagio, one of the casino's best restaurants. It was one of the best nights ever. We had a Todd dinner. It was crazy.
Is that like a buffet or just like dinner?
No, we sat down. We had lobster tails. We had wagyu beef or wagyu. What is that expensive beef?
Wagyu beef.
Yeah, we had some of that. We went in. We spoiled it. We don't have kids, so sometimes we just gotta spoil ourselves, you know.
Yeah, you deserve it.
All day.
Someone said someone listed an Amazing Fantasy 15 for 301 on the floor.
I saw that earlier. That's true.
Yeah. Someone wants to grab one.
Ooh, MC price. Better grab it.
You better. OG Vault was talking earlier about getting MCP points just for kind of hanging out in the Veveverse or doing something, building or visiting other people's rooms. I do think that's a good incentive to get people to actually like log in, do stuff in the Veveverse, whether it's building or you visit other people's showrooms to, you know, say hi or do whatever. I think that's a good little, and of course you would cap it. You can't, or else people would just run their Veveverse while they're asleep on their computer and just get a bunch of points or something like that. But if there's like a, you know, maybe like a 1 hour a day cap and you get, you know, maybe a point a minute, you get 60 points a day or something. I don't know.
That's what Spatial does. Like like if you come in like for 6 days straight, then you get like an extra like dance move.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I found out about Spatial thanks to Arcade because of your art show.
That's right. I do art shows on Spatial, guys, all day, baby.
Nice.
I think too, and you guys play Sandbox. They do like little adventures, so they'll email you. It's like, hey, there's an adventure coming up.
Yeah.
And so it's like a new level or map or like a theme. Like they had like an Italian food thing or something like that. And so like you do these adventures, like you collect coins, you explore the map, you talk to people, and you get perks, which could be like a loot box, which is like sand, money, or a rare item, or you know, I mean, Veve could do all this stuff, right? Or even the communities could do it all. Like, hey, come to my event. I made a maze, or I made like a forest. Collect this or slay the dinosaurs or whatever, and you know you win stuff. So I think we'll have our own rewards outside of Veve, you know, doing its thing too.
Yeah, I would like to see, you know, ways where you can gamify stuff. You know, like because Kid Arcade, how you do, where you're like, oh, what's different about this collectible? Imagine doing that in the Veveverse, and you can like change a little thing about a collectible. And there's like 30 people surround. You're like, all right, whoever can figure out what's different about this collectible, you get a comic or whatever kind of giveaway like Veve does. And like everyone's surrounding this like Todd Batman, like trying to figure out like what's wrong with it or what's different. Like, oh, maybe this is different or whatever. You like change or you add something. Like, I think that'd be really cool. I think the gamification and like you know, in my mind, we talked about it earlier, like a Halo Forge thing, or you know, map making. You know, like pretty much every game that has some sort of like map making ability, there's always a jumping level. There's like a level where you're like climbing up. You like jump on the Todd Batman head, and then you're jumping on Wonder Woman's like arm, and then you know, you can make the collectibles huge, and then you can actually jump and like jump on all these things. And maybe there's one collectible that's like really obscuredly shaped, so you have to like jump and like you have to jump around and all that stuff. So I don't know. I really hope Veve finds a way to. I think being able to gift MCP points would I think would be a good incentive too. So if I have if I had a ton of MCP points and I'm like, all right, whoever wins this challenge, you get 100 MCP points. It'd be like, okay, cool. Like I'll play. At least that's a currency we all have. It's not really tied to a particular value or anything like that, but at least it gives an opportunity for people that do have a lot of MCP points to give it away or do some kind of fun with it. I think that'd be some kind of like cool added utility.
Yeah, the MCP is unique, I think, because like you said, it's not like a money thing, so they can gamify it however they want, right? Like you can, you know, buy certain comics, log into the app. Right now, Stakey Nomi, you know, you get a certain amount of MCP. Like they can kind of do whatever with that. And I think that event, once we have like how it works, there's going to be a whole new world of gamifying MCP points for specific drops, and maybe you can gamble them or stack them for a drop. Like there's a lot of things we can't do yet, but once we get, you know, the tools. Not just for Omi, but just other MCP stuff. There's going to be so many cool things you can do with your points, probably, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that'll be they need to do something with the MCP points because we can't even use them yet, so they gotta stop playing.
Yeah, it's all I'm kind of yeah. Right now I'm Diamond 2. I was Diamond 1 yesterday, and it said I was getting 403 points a day, and that's the other thing. They just need to get it consistent. Whatever it is, because yesterday I was getting 400 whatever points and I was Diamond 1, and then now today I'm Diamond 2, getting 304 points a day. And I'm like,
well, it's interesting because I posted in the thing, staking 10 million Omi was 1,700 points a day when they first did it. Now it's like I think just under 600, so it's already changed a lot. And I'm curious what they're going to do. Maybe you guys have some ideas. Like when they first start doing some stuff to spend MCP, like they might do some big stuff up front first to kind of get rid of the huge chunks of people have hundreds of thousands and millions of MCP points. Although it does, you know, every 6 months it kind of burns at the end. But I feel like they got to do some stuff to make people spend a lot of them early on. Otherwise, they're just sitting on MCP points forever.
Yeah. Well, whatever the program initially kicks off, right? Whatever MCP points you had prior gets burned after 6 months, right? Because every 6 months. Yeah. I think it's a rolling 6 months. So
yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it. So they kind of have to give you incentives to use them, unless we can do something else with them, like combine them to buy stuff or trade stuff or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Cookie Monster. I wonder if we would ever stake our NFTs for rewards in the future. I know someone talked about that. I think it was My Collectibles and Mr. MC1. Like they had a stream together, or they did like a video together. We're talking about ways to reward collectors. I think that'd be kind of cool to not so much stake it, but it's like if you buy a collectible and you hold it for a year, you get a bonus for MCP or something like that. Or if you get it on drop and you hold it for a month, you get an additional bonus rather than like flooring it immediately.
I have to go, guys. I really appreciate. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Vibes. I appreciate you guys for having me on. I love you guys. Thank you so much for allowing the space for us to spread the knowledge and spread the love. Ooh,
I like that.
Spicy.
Yeah. Right, thanks for stopping by.
I appreciate you guys.
Have a good night, Arcade.
Yeah.
Thank you
again.
All right, take care.
Say hi to Lady Cricket.
I will. Actually, we got to go right now. Actually, so I'm going out tonight wearing my Drop Heads t-shirt.
Let's go.
Yes.
And my sleeping hat. Stop playing. All right, guys. Love y'all. Peace.
Veve hit the show. When Veve shoes. Somebody needs to make some Veve shoes.
Bro.
Oh,
some Veve sneakers.
Boot ones.
Yeah, the Astro Boys.
Yeah.
The Astro Boys.
I think
cover your eyes really quick. Yeah.
That's a really cool collectible. It looks exactly like the character, which is perfect. It's like picture perfect representation.
Mm-hmm. It says Jeff says I want to open up a shop in the Veveverse. I just hope that the Veveverse is everyone in a server and we can walk around the street and see people's houses. That would be cool. I don't know if it would be a singular or like a single shard server. Maybe there could be. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. I mean, I'm not in the beta, so I'm not sure exactly how it works.
What kind of shop are you thinking, Jeff? I was just curious because I know some people want to
Is
do
it like a
rentals,
shop?
like renting a shop, like you could rent
Hoverboards or
yeah,
whatever it
people
is.
did
Yeah.
hoverboards a long time ago, or vehicles, right? Maybe there's like a mini game, or you want to drive around a vehicle, kind of like right now. People will use Turo to like rent a Lamborghini and take a bunch of pictures, and then or go on a date, and then give it back. But yeah, or I think what they might open later, since we have so many independent artists, where you could maybe mint and do stuff on Veve, make your own collection, and just sell it in your own shops on Veve, possibly. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't do it as long as they approve your stuff. So you might be able to make and sell your own things eventually.
That'd be cool. Sleeping Comics says I have a bunch of MCP points. I hope they have some expensive items soon. I hope so too. Yeah. So what you're saying, Sleeping, is you sold your real life AF-15 to buy enough OMI to stake it. All right, that makes sense. All right, I feel you. I feel you.
You got him sleeping the. Let's have MCP battles here.
Yeah. Yeah,
you feel like a whale, and then you see someone else, and like, oh man, and you see another person, like, oh man, and you see another
tiny little guppy.
You feel like a whale until you hear someone has like 250 million OMI. You're like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not a whale, or even more than that.
The cool thing though on Veve, right, is at any moment you can unbox the Grail or Secret Rare, and then like you could kind of become a mini whale like instantly, right? You get like a low mint Secret Rare, Grail, comic, or collectible, like automatically you're in like a different category.
Yeah. I know Sleeping Comics has talked. Maybe it was him, maybe it was someone else. I forgot. But they initially they kind of need some sort of MCP or like quote unquote money sink for people that do have literally millions, like in the tens, maybe even hundreds of millions of OMI. Like I've been in Diamond 3, 2, 1 or whatever for a while, and I have 135,000 MCP points. But I mean, there's people out there with like north of 10 million MCP points. Like, what are they going to spend it on? If they make something super cheap, now they can buy so many multiples, or they can go for so many tickets and kind of guarantee drop wins and all that stuff. Which in some ways they should. If they invest that much time and money in the app, like guaranteeing one drop here and there, like isn't the worst thing in the world. I wouldn't mind. But they do need some sort of like sink to either gamble it away or do something, or buy a super expensive like 1 of 100 collectible or whatever that's on the app. I know a lot of MMOs, a lot of massively multiplayer online games do that. Whenever there's some sort of big inflation of a currency, either gold or whatever it is, they're like, all right, this is getting out of hand. We just need to offer like an insane looking like mount or armor set or something that looks cool, where they're willing to like just put a ton of money or currency in there. In this case, it would be MCP, because there's probably a solid like 100, 200 people maybe that just have like a ton of MCP, and just there's nothing. We need to give them something to spend it on. Like they want to waste it, right? We want to reward these whales because in some ways
they're saying 100,000 point like or 1 million point MCP, like for some really rare stuff. I mean that would burn a lot of MCP points really fast, and it would be rare, which would make it pretty cool.
Yeah, Sleepy says 1 million points for NFT. I mean, I can't afford it, but if there's like 100,000 one, I would maybe buy it if it's worth it. Yeah. 1 million OMI as well. If Veve starts charging a lot of MCP points for little things for the Veveverse, even more for bigger things. Yep. Everyone's saying buy arcade. Jeff's business, what do you just sell gems?
Your shop would sell gems.
He says just sell gems.
Gem NFT?
Yeah, gem NFT.
I don't know if you would sell gems. You could sell stuff for gems, but I'm trying to think how you would sell gems directly.
Well, it'd be the black market. That's what he meant. Like it's a black market, like no one knows. Keep it on the hush hush. No one needs to know about it. Yeah, he needs to find gem mules. So basically,
in a dark alley, Toby's.
Like a dark alley, with a hood on, sunglasses. Like, man, you trying to get some gems? I got the dirty gems. It's half price for dirty gems. If you want the clean gems, it's a full $1. Like, are you gonna do this or not? Like, what's going on? Veve Wheel says the price for things will determine how fast MCP points are used. Very true. Because right now it's all just theoretical, right? No one knows how much an MCP point is worth, and that's why I was pretty reserved about actually going, because people, on and off the last like year and a half, we're going, pretty hard in MCP points. Like people are like, oh, I bought 30 different rare comics because I need to get max on my MCP points, or I spent an extra 500 gems completing these 2 sets because I want to maximize my MCP. Me personally, I'm like, I'm a big min-maxer. I play a lot of video games, a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, all kinds of stuff where there's a lot of math involved. I'm like, I need to find out like what the reward is and what the kind of point breakdown is before I like throw a lot of money specifically at MCP. Now, there's been a couple times here and there where I'll buy a random cheap comic, rare to kind of, okay, this is like under $7. It's a rare. I'll buy it for MCP. But I have yet to gone out of my way to like spend a lot of money to complete a set or chase a set or buy a bunch of rares just for the MCP points. That's just my take. Have you done? Do you have like a strategy for MCP points? Do you want on only, or is it just like I'm just gonna buy what I like and whatever my MCP points are, I'm just gonna enjoy it?
Yeah, I usually just buy whatever I like and whatever gems I have that I can afford. I'm not really like a big spender on Veve for like grabbing everything and anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm still like learning all the whole MCP and OMI thing. So I'm probably like right now my MCP points balance is 76,000.
Yeah.
So
I mean that's
I'm like
I mean that's
we don't know anything. Like, is that a lot? Is that not? Like, we have nothing to compare it to yet.
I mean, and that's even though it's like, okay, it's a little bit more than half of what I have, but even then, like I've been like streaming and collecting and buying stuff and blah blah. It's like I've been going, semi hard and like buying stuff, and it's like you're like casually like, okay, like whatever, and it's like, and I think, you might. I think D is actually like in the majority here. I think most people are like D, where they're like, I'm just gonna buy what I like. I'm not gonna throw hundreds of dollars at this every week to like buy this, or I'm gonna stack that. It's like, if there's a big drop, I go for it. That's what I do with my family. Like I have a couple, siblings and stuff where I'm like, hey, there's a huge drop coming. It's $10. You might as well go for it. If you land big, great. If not, whatever. Right. Like it's one of those things. So I think the most recent one was probably like Stan Lee and obviously this, it's like Avengers drop, I just let them know like, hey, like there's a big drop coming up. If you want to, you don't have to, but like, I feel like this could be a big thing if you end up landing it. So it's like, you might as well,
Yeah.
But
yeah, I haven't bought anything besides the Silver Surfer collectible that I got last week. The last thing I got was the Disco Captain America. Wait, which one was that? The one where he's like dancing. It looks like he's dancing. Uncanny Avengers #1.
Oh.
You're looking it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Uncanny
Avengers #1.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Oh,
I got the uncommon. Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Uncommon or like Disco Avengers? I'm like, what are you talking about? That is too funny. Oh my God. I totally see it now. When I saw the rarities lined up and I saw the uncommonies like pointing like this, I'm like, that's gotta be the Disco. Like that is too
that was
funny.
Like the last thing. So I still have my 12 gems just sitting there, just waiting for, I don't know, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I like that cover. And that's the thing I like too, is like sometimes there's just like a cover or a collectible that just speaks to you. Or like, you might know why you like it, but if it just like looks funny or if it just reminds you of Disco, you're just like, all right, whatever, I'll buy it. I'm trying to remember if I have any like recent purchases like that I looked at it. I'm like, I don't know why I'm buying this, but I just like it. I think for me, that was Nessie. I think it was just like super discounted. It was like 4 gems and now it's worth like $5.25, whatever. But someone just listed one really low. And I'm like, you know what? I remember I used to buy these like Kripkins like a long time ago and like flip them and all that kind of stuff back in, 2021.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I always did kind of like Nessie. He's super cheap. I'll just buy it. Like, whatever. It's $4. It's 4 gems. Like, looks kind of silly too, kind of cartoony and all that stuff. But
yeah. I used to like buy a bunch of stuff. And I used to collect like a bunch of stamps, but then I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with all this. Like, I don't even want it. So I just ended up selling them for like at a loss, but I was just like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing is there's a lot of things that could be sleepers, but we just don't know yet. Like, are people sleeping on MCP? Are they sleeping on, the Mighties or the stamps or we don't know yet. We have no clue. It's until, but I guess that's kind of what also makes it exciting is that any one of these things, lenticular cards or vehicles, could be the thing that kind of, blows up later.
Yeah, you never know. So I guess that's why we gotta just try and collect them all, right? Just in
Yeah,
case.
well, I remember a long time ago we talked about it, Vibes, about how David had said, was this decon in like 2021 or something, or maybe 2022?
Pretty much.
And this is early on when we haven't had nearly as much stuff. He basically says, we're like gonna turn on the faucet, we're not gonna stop, collect what you love, because you're not gonna be able to collect everything. There's just no way. And sure enough, they're trying to keep up, and pretty soon you're like, yeah, there's no way. There's too much good stuff. You have to kind of pick your lane.
Yeah. So it's like, unless you're one of the basically top 100, 200 users, like money wise on the app, like, you know, you're gonna have to kind of pick a corner, right? You know, and I've kind of done that already with comics. Like I still appreciate things like Avengers and this and that, but it's like I'm still focusing mostly on X-Men. Like that's what I like and enjoy. I know X-Men hopefully is over the horizon, so we get like Wolverine and Cyclops and Juggernaut and Nightcrawler and, you know, Magneto and all these other bad guys and good guys and all that stuff. So hopefully that's like over the horizon, either like late this year, early next year. At least it starts. Like I don't expect us to get all the X-Men released by this year, early next year, but at least like we get one or two somethings before the end of the year, which would be awesome. So that's kind of, I've already kind of like picked my corner. I know there's a lot of X-Men fans. I'm one of them. And I've already kind of I probably consolidated my vault, meaning like I've kind of sold off some things, bought some other things. I've really like downsized probably like 2 or 3 times since I started BB. There's been a couple times where I'm like, all right, I bought this, but like, do I love this, or did I just buy it because it like kind of looked cool in the moment? And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I was like that too.
I've done that a handful of times, especially back in the bull market, right, where everything is skyrocketing. You're just like, all right, if I buy something, it's just going to keep going up in price. Like I don't mind. Like even now, like I'm looking back, I'm like, all right, do I really like this like Ursula and some of these like lightsabers? Maybe I'll keep them because of Veve verse, but I don't know. Most of these things, you know, the lenticular card. Black Cat's an FA. I don't know. Like even I'm kind of like going through these. I'm like, all right, do I really like or want all these? Like in the long term thing, this like Dick Spring Joker that I spent 800 gems on. Now it's worth 50, or now it's worth 54. Yeah, dude, it's crazy to think that some of these Series 1 collectibles are going back to box price. Like this Dick Spring Joker was 50 gems on drop, and now it's at 54, which is kind of crazy. Some of these Season 1 collectibles are going back to like box price. You know, outside of like Todd and Ed Rizzo and all that stuff. But
is Battlecroc still the winner for the largest decrease? I think Battlecroc, I did the math, was literally like 99% down. There's a couple that are 94, 93%, 90, but I think
Batman versus Killer Croc.
So
it's about that. I remember like if we're talking like the very, very peak, I think it was going for like 1,700 at one point. Like very briefly. It went for like 1,700 and now it's down to here.
So that's roughly like 98%, 97%.
Yeah. I mean, even if it went for 400, right, it would still be down over 95%. So, I mean, it was north of 1,000 at one point. So, yeah, it's definitely down 98, 99% or something crazy. But
the good old days.
So, I guess Jeff is going to be a loan shark in the Veve verse.
And you're going to muscle people to pay up.
Yeah, he's gonna have what's his name, Joe Fix It or whatever, like be behind him, like the whole like mobbing people.
As a...
He says, yeah, he's like, borrow gems from me and pay me an Omi. I'm gonna make my own play to earn. Let's go.
Nice.
I think there's more to the Mighties. Yeah, what do you guys think about the Mighties? It's just, I don't know. Like at this point, I'm 50-50. Like before, very early on, when like Mighties, I wouldn't say first came out, but yeah, roughly kind of when they first came out, I'm like, okay, these are just kind of like cutesy, cartoony things, whatever. They just made them because they're like easy to make, and you know, versus like a fully rendered premium 3D collectible. Then eventually I kind of swayed more towards like, okay, there's gamification, there's going to be a cool like fighting game or whatever they're going to do, blah, blah, blah. Then now I'm kind of swayed more towards the middle where I'm like, you know what, it's a 50-50. Like I could see this becoming like a bigger picture fighting game or some sort of utility, or it's like, or is it just genuinely just Funko Pops 2.0? Very simple to make, very simple. They cover a lot of FAs, and people just think they're cute and they're going to buy it, right? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I used to think that maybe they would be used for like games because they're like the same size, or like to get if you use like one of them to like get access to something else. What?
Sorry, that was my. I was opening up like.
like
I was
that's a
opening
cat.
up. I was opening up like a. I was opening.
Meow.
How rude
I
of
was
you.
opening. No, I was opening a window, and like an ad started playing. It was like a cat commercial. I was like, I'm like, okay.
Oh my god.
I apologize. Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know what else. Oh, yeah. So the mighties, I thought they would be used for like a game, or like if you use one of the collectibles to get access to I don't know, like another. I don't know how to say it, but use them as like a key to enter something else when like in the VV-verse, or like if they have a game to go to like the next level, you would need this certain mighty for access.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe
yeah.
So like maybe there's certain levels for like Spider-Man characters. That are, like there's like Spider-Man levels.
Yeah.
You know, so you can play as like Ghost Spider, Spider-Man, whatever. But if you want to play the levels that are more like Thor themed, you have to own a Thor collectible. And then if you want to if you want to play a level with more, because each mighty, Marvel Mighty like set, obviously, has like a theme to it, right? Or it's like a series of characters or whatever it is. So there's like Thor, there's Spider-Man, there's Black Panther, and there's a few others where it's like, all right, if you want to go Fantastic Four. I'm kind of just going through them right now.
Yeah, if you want to go to like Wakanda, you gotta have like all the Black Panther.
Yeah, I kind of like. I don't think everyone's ever brought that idea up. I never thought about that. Where it's like if you own a certain one, yeah, like there's like series of levels, and it's like, all right, you have to own, I don't know, either Fastos or Kingo or whoever to open up the. Oh my gosh, what are they called? It's not the. I don't know why I keep thinking Injustice. That's not them. They're part of the.
Oh, this one, Eternals.
Eternals, yes. Yeah. So if you want to do, either the levels or like maybe like the plot series of the Eternals, you have to own like a collectible in order to actually like play those levels or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Well, I didn't come up with it.
I think you were going something along this. Well, it was kind of in line with what you were thinking, right? Something where that's like you have to own a collectible to unlock something else, right? Or a level or content in order to do that. Or Ant-Man, right? Hope Van Dyke and whoever else. Like, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of forgot how many like Marvel Mighties were. Yeah, and there's like all the Captain Americas plus like Red Skull.
A ton of those are
the Deadpool. Yeah, Deadpool. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I know. I tried.
Mighty's must be protected at all costs. I remember that when Alex said that, and everyone's like, "What does that mean?"
Oh yeah.
Mighty's
must be protected at all costs. I don't know if that was just more of like a meme post. He was just like, "Okay, they must be like," because that's a bit of a meme where they say protected at all costs. Like whatever.
He said it in a stream, as a joke. But the thing is, it kind of made sense because Marvel is like obsessed with these. They're at every time they have a thing, it's like Mighties are front and center. Like they're really pumping it. It's like they have all the FAs. They're pumping it like crazy. Like, what are they going to do with them? Nobody knows.
All right. Well, okay. Which Mighty do you guys wish you had right now?
2099.
You don't own. Really? This one? So Spider-Man 2099?
Yeah.
I used to own that one. I bought this for way too much and I actually sold it for, I think like a teeny tiny profit. Like I think I literally bought it for like $4,000 and then I sold it for like 4.3, like towards the top. So I barely made money on it. But that was like the very tippy top. And then after that, it went straight down. But no, this is a super cool collectible.
Yeah.
And of course, ooh, I think people are kind of sleeping on the villains for Marvel Mighties, like overall, because
really Red Skull, Doctor Doom, they all look super good.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it's like, as you know, Pixel Trader, it's like there's like 4 good guys, there's like 3, 4, 5 good guys, and there's like 1 bad guy, right? Yeah. So it's almost like, if anything, if we're talking like airdrops, right, where it's like for Hulks, it's the Sakaar, like Planet Hulk, and then like for all these drops, there's like a gatekeeper or something that's like where everything funnels through. That's like the bottleneck of the thing. I think in this case, it's like the villains, right? Like if you're trying to play a level or unlock certain content, you need the villain to like unlock it, but there's only 5,000 Doctor Dooms.
Yeah, I mean, I think gamification in some way makes sense because they kind of look like that. I don't know if it'll be like a geolocation thing like Pokemon Go, or if it's going to be a fighting game or like a digital board game or adventure game. Like they could do anything with it, but when you see it, it looks like it's from a game. They're kind of like, gearing towards kids or like fun kind of toy figurines, like you said, Funko Pop kind of thing. That's the vibe that they have. So I feel like they got to do something with them later, and that it could be the biggest sleeper of all. Like nobody knows. But the mints are pretty high, but there's so many FAs in there, like tons of them. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah,
like
I think
big FAs too, like Dr. Doom. I mean, some of the biggest FAs are in there actually.
Yeah, I used to meme on thing because there was like so many mints in this thing, and it also kind of looks a bit silly. There's almost 30,000 things.
Wow.
There's 29,000 of these. It was such a different
time.
They
did a crafting for those, and they had some whatever that comes out later. I mean, they could be, once the price tag of something changes, you don't care if it's ugly or anything. Like it's just once it's expensive, now everybody cares again.
Yeah, it's crazy that. So this was dropped August 28th, 2021. So almost exactly 2 years ago. This whole like what's it called? Marvel Mighties dropped like exactly 2 years ago because September 2nd today. So 4 days ago and 2 years prior.
Would they burn these? They haven't burned any Mighties, right?
No, the whole burn mechanic. Right? Yeah, they're all sold out, but the whole like burn mechanic, and that's also like another debate, right? There's a lot of like Captain Americas, even Spider-Man's that people were thinking like that like Veve secretly bought out of the store that like didn't sell out, and like they're technically burned, but they might be used for giveaways, and like people are kind of unsure of like what actually happened to them because there were some Captain Americas and Spider-Man's, right? Like common Spider-Man. Some people think that like half the Spider-Man commons aren't like even in circulation. Or having a common. These Spider-Mans, like the classic Spider-Mans. Remember hearing something about that? Pixel Trader or D? Like these Spider-Mans.
Yeah, I think someone looked at the wallet and saw they were moved to the Veve wallet or something. I'm trying to remember the details, and I think David had said like, oh, there's some fraudulent activity, so like they had to take them, but a lot of people feel like that was kind of a cover up for something. Anyways, a good chunk of them looked like either Veve purchased them or transferred them or bought them, like, did something, and they're holding on to them either maybe because they wanted to, make a good impression and sell out the first drop really easily and quickly, or maybe it's because it's a huge stash that Marvel wants them to hold for something or for giveaways or burn it. Like we have no idea, but a good chunk of them are stored away apparently in the Veve wallet, or at one time were in the Veve wallet after they came out. So I don't know what they're going to do with them. I don't think there's any like malicious intent or anything, but if they're off the market, technically it's kind of like burning them if they're not using them for anything.
I'm gonna do a couple more questions. I'm actually gonna end the stream. I might actually jump on Superstar's stream. They started probably like 30 minutes ago or so. He actually sent me an invite to join that stream, and I'm like, I'm still streaming right now, but I'll join in a bit.
Hop onto that one.
Yeah, and I've been streaming for about 3.5 hours. So I'll get off here in a couple minutes. Let's see here. If you were building a game, it would be a pretty good idea to release the characters as keys prior to the game release to generate excitement and start the trading economy. I think so too. Yeah. Love the Mighties and Golden Moments. Okay. I don't like the fact that they are part of a FA system. The timeline when they dropped asked that was all jacked up. I don't like the fact that they are part of the FA system. Oh, like it is a bit obscure because like, I think people want the FAs to be kind of like this, right? Like Spider-Man, interactive, all that kind of stuff. But like the Golden Moments, it's like, they're FAs, but they're like not really as interactive. They almost seem more as like presentable than they are like actually interactive or like really interesting, like in their true form, right? Like with the C3PO and R2D2, right? They're like golden and all that stuff, and it's like, okay, it's FA, but I can't really do much with it. But like the other ones, the non-FA versions, they're interactive. They actually have high detail, all that stuff. I don't know. I could be misinterpreting what Veve Wheels means. The timeline when they dropped was all jacked up. I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but that's kind of what I'm getting off of. Hey, Vibes, you got all the Mighties? No, I do not. As you saw from my wall or from my vault, I think I have like 4 or 5 Mighties, and they're usually like commons and uncommons. I don't really have anything too expensive or anything like that. Checking out, go to Superstar. Yep, I think we're going to do the same thing here. Why they can't be moved to a special system. You're right on the spot. Okay, cool. Yeah. You guys have any comments on that before we jump off? Just kind of like FAs that are kind of more like static, or they're like part of like a weird like golden moment like system, or I'm trying to think of some other examples too, like FAs that are like, you know, for me it's like Iron Man, right? Like Iron Man's in the golden set. It looks cool, but I wish the FA was just like interactive, right? I think for a long time people were like waiting for like the classic Iron Man rather than the golden moment version.
Yeah, like the whole FA thing, and I don't know if you guys want to laugh at me, but I don't like for collectibles, I don't really go for like FA. It's mainly more for like the comics. But not so much the collectibles. I guess because I'm not like a highly collectibles kind of person. Only certain ones.
Yeah. Hinanu brainwashed you well. Is that what you're saying?
He did.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, would you be happier if this was the first appearance of Wonder Woman? Like this version versus the other one, like the kind of cartoony one?
Well, yes, but I don't know. I mean, I love Wonder Woman because she's my favorite. But and I love that she's like, you know, strong and muscular, but that's like too much bicep muscle. She kind of looks
She's
like
Amazonian. Are you judging her?
I'm
body shaming. Look at you, body shaming her.
I don't
know why my things aren't loading, but yeah, I don't know. I think, I mean, she's not interactive at all, but
yeah, I wish like the lasso would like, you know, do stuff.
Yeah, or but at least be like more golden. It looks more like yellow than like a golden lasso, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this one is in higher detail than like this other Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the other one is cute though.
Yeah, and I guess that's not necessarily, there's like nothing necessarily wrong with it, but I think it's just an aesthetic, right? Some people, it's like FAs are kind of all over the place, right? Sometimes they're golden, sometimes they're kind of cartoony, like a Marvel Mighty. Like this is even a Marvel Mighty. This is part of like a weird Artist Alley thing that lasted, I think, 2 series, and that was it. Or like there's like 1 or 2 Artist Alley things, and then they stopped that. Yeah, like this version of her. It'll load. Yeah, like this version. Yeah, like she looks cute. There's different kind of detail. Her feet look kind of big though compared to like her body. They look a little like.
Yeah, she's got those boots, the Astro Boy kind of boots.
Yeah, she's wearing the Astro. Dude, we've been getting FA Astro Boy before Astro Boy went on the app.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she just covered him up with these. But cool. Did you guys have anything you want to say before we hop off the stream and head over to Superstar Money? At least I'm going to.
Thanks for hosting us. Thanks for bringing it on. This was a lot of fun. Looking forward to the next one already. And yeah, a lot of exciting stuff. Once we kind of get through this bear market and over the hill, I think we got a lot of exciting things to look forward to.
Baby Will says that Wonder Woman looks like Xena on steroids.
Yes.
I remember we talked about Xena last time when we were doing the Uncommon podcast, and we were talking about Xena. I think it's Lucy Lawless. I think that's her name. And then yeah, she was just like on par, or just did such a great job in the role. Or is it China? It was Lucy Lawless, or is it China? Yeah. But cool, guys. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Hope you guys take care.
Vibes. Nice to meet you, Pixel Trader.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you guys again.
I'll see you in the next
Don't forget to double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over. Okay? Take
Thanks,
care.
Vibes.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.